Galactic Civilizations 4 SUPERNOVA! And we're live for the first time in about a month. Absolute pleasure to be back. Just as we're kicking off here, I'm just going to spend a minute or two tinkering with the settings. So if you're watching the VOD after the fact, firstly, a shout out to you. And secondly, we won't be too long. But I want to make sure that I've got the sound right, that I've got the audio levels right, and of course, that I'm actually welcoming some people in this morning and not just sitting here talking to myself. Hello, everybody. And also, before we kick off, I should note that this stream was very kindly sponsored by the folks at Stardot, the publishers behind Galactic Civilizations 4 SUPERNOVA, which is, of course, out now, today, October 19th. What a coincidence! Let's crack into this bad boy. The audio sounds pretty reasonable to me. Looks like the stream quality is okay. If something is wrong though, please do let me know. Obviously I can fix it. I think I've got the audio at a reasonable level that it should just kind of tick along in the background for us. It is a great soundtrack. It does a very good job at sort of building the environment around us, as you can imagine. Very important. Hey, Blue-Eyed, welcome to the Mini Pixels too. Great to have you here. I see we've got some people tuned in live now. Brilliant. All right. We're also live on Twitch as well, of course, so you can take your pick where you'd like to be today, this morning, this evening, whatever it is for you. Obviously, we're going to play a new game. I'm not going to jump you halfway into a campaign this morning. Don't be daft. And I'm also running a poll on YouTube on how you'd like me to play. It'll be a live and interactive poll, so if the vote shifts while we're live, then my play style will shift too. Morning, Waz. Good to see ya. At the moment, around half of the people who have voted for traders and science nerds, the other options being totalitarian militarists, if we'd prefer to be a little bit more aggressive. And then the third option, the least popular, go figure, peaceful, influential diplomats. Kia ora, Huck. Good to see you. It's 6 a.m. here in New Zealand. Hopefully a reasonable time for a lot of you guys overseas, though. So every cloud has a silver lining. Great to see you. All right, let's jump in. We won't jump in with the laser kiwis. Something I've been working on. We can talk about them down the line. Let's create a civilization. And one of the things that is very interesting and very unique to Galactic Civilizations 4 SUPERNOVA is this civilization customization screen. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you will know how much I love a character customizer, and this one really doesn't disappoint. So, biology, do we want to be aquatic, silicon-based, carbon-based, synthetic, or otherwise? Traders, science nerds? You know, I feel like we could be aquatic. It kind of has a intelligence to it. I'm not sure why. I'm thinking dolphins. I'm thinking smart things that live under the sea. We also get to choose a cultural affinity, and this will lean into kind of like a culture tree for unlocks, and more broadly, our society. Lunchtime Thursday, Friday 6 a.m. That it is indeed, yeah, 6 a.m. Friday morning. And honestly, find me a better way to start a Friday, I dare you. Okay, and then for this cultural affinity, we're probably going to want to lean into progressivism would be the scientific one. Obviously, the light bulb kind of gives it away. It does, of course, also lean into other aspects of society, social inequities, injustices, and that kind of thing. But we can pick and choose a little bit as we go. We also have two behaviors that we could use to either sort of benefit our affinity or pull away from it a little bit. Expansionist and aggressive would generally be two things that would fit me quite well. I think if we're leaning into an aquatic, progressive species who maybe have just a little bit of sort of hateful flair to them as well, because I think it's useful to have that in the background, then I think we'll go scientific, prioritizes research and trade. That seems like a great fit for us. And then let's go something that is not quite cruel, but aggressive. Okay, an aggressive scientist who's progressive and aquatic. What could possibly go wrong? Now, the other thing that's happening here is they're using a proprietary technology that runs off the back of ChatGPT called Alien GPT. And they use that to generate descriptions. So I can type in like a little bit of a description here. If you have any suggestions, please do place them in the chat. And we can just type in a few prompts and it'll just sort of fill itself in. That's right, zombie puppy, we're going for science. Thursday for Moi. It should be Thursday for the vast majority of you. I have the privilege of living in the future. Or sometimes not. Are you looking forward to Age of Wonders? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's on a slightly different note from Galciv 4, there's a lot of... It's a busy season, my friends. Alright, our leader name will be Jumboy. I can answer that very easily. Ship call sign? J? It's questionable, but sure. Star system, and then lore. We can come back to that if we need to. We can also customize abilities and fleets, so we have a lot to unpack. I don't think we want humans, but maybe we come back to this because firstly we actually need to sort a biological one. So I could choose one. You can also add your own, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. It could lead to some potentially dangerous situations. But nonetheless, let's try and find someone that looks sort of vaguely aquatic or next level interdimensional. Squid face? Oh man. I think jellyfish face is more my style actually. We'll start with jellyfish face. As far as logos go, again, we could add our own if we wanted to. A dangerous game. Let's go for something that looks kind of blue, kind of tridenty. This looks good. All right. A civilization name, very important. What are we? We're a progressive sea peoples. A race of scientists with a shark's grin. A shark's grin. Oh, that's a wonderful description. Let's call ourselves a race of eager, if not slightly aggro. Good luck processing that. A race of slightly eager, if not slightly aggro, marine scientists. That could be confusing. Shark, if not slightly aggro, shark peoples. These shark people, with their garish, gnarly grins, believe in a new world order where aquatic people advance the needs of all. God, it's a little bit Emperor Palpatine, no? Just slightly. Anywho. Hey, Aaron, my love to you too, friend. That is a fantastic members colored symbol next to your name. Thanks for supporting the channel, dude. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, the map theme should not be dark green because, hello. Let's go for a nice... Ooh. Cornflower blue. Neat. And our homeworld will be, Sharksville 4. Because if you add a number, it makes it much more spacey. Much more spacey. Yes, this is a 4X sort of civilization building game in space. It is out now, officially. Galactic Civilizations 4 Supernova. It's been in early access, I think, as an Epic exclusive release initially, for about a year. I've played it a bit on Epic. Now it's on Steam. The Supernova version's come out with all this wonderful AI, and we're here today. And again, a sponsored stream. Thanks again, Stardock. Much appreciated. Okay, we've got our description. That all looks fine. We can use AI to generate some fields. Maybe I should have picked it at the start. Type a short description of... Should I just redo this? Or I'll make it shorter. Okay. Less sort of fluff. Get to the point. Big shark people with large smiles. They love science and want to be in charge. Amazing. So this is, oops, smile sharks. I meant smiley, but you know what we'll do. So what I've done is I've hit generate up the top. It's come up with a slogan for us, unleash the tides of knowledge. Brilliant. And then I won't read through the entire thing because that would keep us for a little bit, but we get the civilization in more detail, we get a rundown of our strengths and weaknesses. We're known as in the intergalactic power struggle to possess a formidable advantage with our aquatic nature, allowing us to ethically navigate water-based environments and exploit resources hidden beneath the vast oceans. Our scientific prowess is unmatched, enabling us to cover groundbreaking technologies. However, our reliance on water has weaknesses, limited in our ability to traverse arid terrains, restricting our reach and potential. I think you get the idea here. We're driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge. The aquatic voyagers immerse themselves in the depths of science. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. This will search for one or more images matching your description. Good luck. My experience with not Galciv 4, but just more broadly with AI generations, it doesn't work fantastically. This is actually pretty good, though. This is pretty close to what I was picturing. Maybe with a fatter body, but I'll take it. A little gnarly. A little gnarly. But it'll do. And we'll be the smiley sharks. There we go. Okay, this is pretty good. Over to our abilities, we have trait points that we can add, take away. At the moment, we're miners, who are incredibly intimidating and not very persuasive. I'm happy to be not persuasive. So let's just really be unconvincing. I don't think we even need to be deceptive. Let's be incredibly clever for a 10% research buff, and maybe incredibly productive. And we still have one more point to spend, so we could be a little bit fast too, because we're a shark. Okay, good. I don't think we want humans as our citizens either. Let's rule over a people of... Maybe someone vaguely aquatic, like these guys. Amoeba? No. Low intelligence. Ugh. Poor workers. You know what? We'll be a bunch of sharks in charge of a bunch of dumb squid dudes. Okay, great. Monster ships are probably the ships for us too. Yeah. Okay, great. And we could customize the fleet. Maybe we make it blue because, you know, who we are. Sea peoples. And I think everything else here is all good. So I'll save the civilization, add it to my repertoire. Let's get those likes up. That would be much appreciated. I see across both platforms we're at about 70-ish viewers now, which is wonderful to see. Jumbo Sharks. Missed an opportunity there. Yeah, certainly did. We will have an opportunity, by the way, to name a shite load of planets moving forward. So, of course, planet names, I will defer to you in chat. Just as a brief side note, if you've got the suggestions, particularly as I'm naming them, I would very much love to see those. Otherwise, we will probably go for, hopefully, a quick settle on a couple of core worlds. We can hook up as many small colonial planets as we like. There will probably be a lot of barren worlds. There'll be a lot of worlds where we can't do an awful lot on them. However, because we're playing as an aquatic species, there might be an opportunity here for us to kind of reach into something a little bit different. So, wham bam, thank you ma'am. A race of eager, if not slightly aggressive shark peoples. Brilliant. Here are the game settings. Quite a lot of them. I think I'll keep the difficulty on normal for now, though it does go very high. Godlike is something I don't consider myself to be. Game pacing, I think we'll probably go for a fast or a very fast so that we can see quite a bit today. Research rate, we'll try and match it, so I think fast is fine. Then we have minor races, hostile entities, and civilization proximity. Brilliant. And then over here, if you wanted even more settings, well, here they are. More extremes, more resources, star frequency. Number of sectors we could stretch up a little bit. Make the map sort of a little bit larger. But we'll keep it on binary and we'll keep the galaxy size on medium. I think that looks pretty good to me. And as far as the opponents go, any any in particular that we want to see, I think Your is a brilliant one, with the soundtrack and everything to go with. Let's also put you in, because you're so cute. Walla the second. All right, let's go. 15 minutes down. Honestly, actually quite quick for me getting through a character customizer. I had you in mind, dear viewer. I did. Okay. Curiosity killed the cat. But what did it do to the shark? Alrighty. Unleash the tides of knowledge. Let's roll. So if we zoom out a bit, this is our... Okay. It's big, right? So here's our starting planet, Sharksville, inside of our solar system. We can zoom out and see our galaxy, and this will connect to others as well, forming this huge world, even given actually our settings weren't that big. Let's crank through the first turn though. We start with a few ships, a discovery ship, a probe, and a colony. Okay, cool. Or cargo ship. Colony, cargo, colony. Cool. Cargo. Colony. So these probes are a little bit like scout units, but we can basically, they're unmanned, and we can just send them out, find some stuff. You can see the other suns or stars around like this, so I could manually control it. We haven't really found much here. Or I could auto do it. I'm gonna put the probe on auto, and it can just zoom around and do its thing. We've got an artifact anomaly, a few anomalies to research. They are very fun and lean into like kind of different events and stuff like that. So let's send the flagship, which is looking pretty sick, by the way. That is so cool. To start exploring some of these anomalies. And we haven't really explored much of the world yet. So sending this colony ship out, I mean, we could just sort of hope for the best. Let's hope that this star is a planet worth settling. Okay, we didn't find a great one to start with, but that's all good. This is our shipyard. Thank you, tutorials. Where we will, well, maybe customize some ships down the line, but for starters, let's get to work on building, I think, another probe. Fairly cheap, another scientific one. You can see our advisors are recommending different things. We will listen to them a bit. They're pretty good, actually. Unlike perhaps many other games where they're not so much. A couple of things that we can interact with right from the start are these executive orders, which utilize our control to cast these sort of one-off effects at a cost. We have impress citizens. We'll provide a colony ship and a constructor. Damn, that's pretty powerful. Print money at the cost of some approval, and then forced labor. Let's use this one on turn 1 to get a second colony ship online. And let's guess that... Well, I mean, going this way is actually a much better bet, right? Because there's a lot of stars here, and only all my eggs in this one basket this way. Not ideal.
Welcome to the research screen. This is where you...
In terms of our technologies, we have access to all of the ones that we can research on the right, and then here we have ones that our scientists are particularly interested in. And so as a result, we can research them a little bit quicker. We'll grab Imperial Doctrine first, because that just makes sense. It'll unlock the civilization, kind of like the culture tree. One ship on idle, it's a constructor. These are used to build star bases to sort of capture an area of space if you don't want to colonize a planet, or maybe you want to harvest its resources. Or alternatively, we could send it sort of... For now, I'm just going to put that on standby. We just need to see a little bit more of the world, I think. I'll disable that tutorial. I've played through that already. Pretty good one, to be fair. Here's another civilization that we've bumped into, but don't worry, it's just a probe. And here, we have kind of the more city management screen, if you will. Of course, in this case, it's planet management. And as you can see, that some tiles have very specific effects. But most of them, particularly once we start building on them, will have these kind of adjacency bonuses. So we want to sort of look at this map, think, okay, a lot of frozen lakes with research bonuses. Wealth, approval, Actually, a huge amount of research bonus and basically nothing else. Wow. Really leaned into that clever thing. And then over here we have sort of specific improvements that we can build if I don't just want to click on a district and place one down like this. And generally a pretty good idea to place down the capital city improvement. It will also buff adjacent districts. If we place it here, we're going to have a huge research potential around it. So let's do that. Tide pools, influence growth and approval. And then we also have prison labor camps, okay. And a pain amplifier. Increases the constant pain of your citizens to get them to focus in order to increase research. That sounds like a good idea. We'll queue that up as well. We can rush production. Let's do it. We've got a shite load of credits. So we'll rush that, meaning it will complete in 1 month or 1 turn. We could get this approval building going. Our approval's at 62%. It's not terrible. Let's do that. It can only be built on Oceanic worlds, so it's kind of unique to us. That's awesome. Okay. Right, so that city management part's under the way. Is this a Supernova launch live stream? It is indeed, 40x. And Mika, thank you so much for that devilish looking super sticker. You're fantastic. Okay. Ending turn, and a message from your singularity. Huh? What? Or fake smile and nod as if you understand and then proceed to close the incoming message. That's me to a T, so I'm going to do that. I relate to that on a really personal level. Improve research districts or increase our movement speed by 1. You bet your backside I'm doing that. This early in the game, obviously a fantastic pickup. Starting to see some enemy borders. Did they get a good world next to them? Well, it has a resource and about 4 dead rocks. Ooh, 2 resources. Okay. And we got, not a lot. The Endeavour turns around. Starboard. Nah, there's also a leader screen where we can appoint government ministers, which will give us certain boosts, as well as commanders for certain sort of capital ships that we can unlock. These guys honestly aren't great. They're not particularly loyal. However, look at these stats. That's a really high diligence score. Vigilia, you're hired. This loyalty is kind of low. Almost at the risk of resigning. Do I want someone so disloyal in my cabinet? Probably not. You've got a 12 stat for exploration. So that's great. Extra moves, extra ship range. You are also kind of an explorer, but for the time being, spent years moving around the solar system. Alright, we'll put you as Minister for Colonization. We don't really need the Minister for Tech just yet, though it would be useful. Actually, I've changed my mind. Let's get one. It'll give us a little bit of a research boost. Plus 7%. Not terrible. And also allow us to research a 3rd technology, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Here's our civilization overview screen. Still a few more years before they become dead rocks. That is true. Where we can place down a policy. We're probably looking at... slave labor. I don't think so. Underwater homes. Well, this seems good, but we don't really need +2 pop cap just yet, so I think we'll go Heart of the Empire for 10% influence growth and 10% income. Speaking of income, I kind of like to lower my taxes down to normal. It boosts our science up a little bit, our manufacturing up a little bit, and our approval. And we're still in the green. We could almost go to low, actually, but we'll stick with normal because I still want to make some money. But that'll help a little bit with our people not completely hating me for years and years to come. Oh, and the game also has these really nice little cutscenes, which you can skip if you want to. But I think they're an important part of sort of the cinematic universe. Combat, by the way, is also great at that. Anyway, that one was because we researched our first event. Start a way to communicate or get private contractors to do it. I'd love to get private contractors to just do it for me, but we don't have the cash. We could fundraise using the executive orders. But I can't afford that either. Okay.
Comes across a deserted
and here's the one from the actual anomaly itself. In this case, we're choosing between two different ores. I'll also be quiet for a minute. Now, I've turned the background voice down, so he's quite quiet. But I think it's important to note that all of these are read out, like voice actor style. That's pretty cool. Let's take that resource, because I think it's a slightly earlier game one, though don't quote me on that, because it does depend a little bit on our technologies. Let's research this anomaly as well. It's in Sharksville 4's solar system, so we might as well. And we'll have to assign our scientists to research a universal translator. And if we do so, we'll get some culture points. Very good. We also have a monthly breakdown of the different things that have gone on sort of between turns through our empire. Obviously not a huge amount going on now, given we're only on sort of turn 3 or 4, that kind of thing. As we progress through and start to sort of bump into these guys a little bit, yikes, things will get a little bit more aggressive. Or maybe peaceful, actually. We're kind of playing it both ways. Colony ship arriving on another dead world, devoid of life. This one, though, actually is poor. Tall mountains and deep ravines. I mean, it doesn't sound incredibly like shark people. But we'll colonize it if we have to. Ooh, that one looked better. And hello! Concave head. We'll fake a smile again because we don't have the universal translator. And, oh look, are people kind of like us? We'll fake a smile again. So this world, it's a tropical world. I think we'll take it. A class 22, amazing world. Probably a core world. Let's do it. Fantastic. I'm not sure if I've seen any names, so I'm going to have to take inspiration here myself and call this, would be a water park. Gias 6. Sharks love water parks. And here they go, arriving on their first colony. It looks a little bit barren, but don't worry. We've brought some water with us. Everything's going to be totally fine. On Water Park Gear 6, there is a species of fish, okay, which seems to possess a form of intelligence.
The intelligence of these fish seems to increase with the size of their group. When they form in their largest schools, they are even able to
-3 tiles, +1 farming and income, or extra research. So, we already have a lot of research. Let's take... We're not really a persuasive people either, so I guess we'll take the egalitarian one for food. Water Park is 4, actually looking like it's full of water. Damn, up close that looks really cool. With the atmospheric layer being generated there as well, with the clouds or what have you. Sweet. Alright, so if we assign a governor... we can't really afford at the minute. And we need a bit more control to be able to do that. We need 60. So we'll wait. But once we assign a governor, this world won't just pump resources into Sharksville, but we'll actually be able to manage it itself as a standalone planet. Ooh, our shipyard is ready to build something again. Let's get just one more probe. I reckon 3 could be about right, but actually, what do I know? Off you go. Mainly just so that we can get out and find the stars first, right? Because while you can colonize planets within other people's space, right? Like we could push right up here and build a star base and start to sort of lean in on their influence. We run the risk of their influence overtaking us and it, and then kind of just leaving us with basically nothing. So we'll be cautious, we'll be careful. Still nothing there. But also maybe slightly aggressive in our placement. Not gonna lie. I am kind of a fan of the old Ford settle trick. Let's send the Discovery flagship off on its own now, I think. Survey will send it out to automatically find anomalies. And find an anomaly it did. This one looks like it should be particularly interesting.
An unusual energy signature emanating from a nearby asteroid. When your crew investigates,
+5 manufacturing
a potent energy
to all our worlds
stable and powerful.
for 15 months.
This newfound
okay. Ooh, righty. So, an interesting decision here. Would we like deep space mining or 2 warships? Actually a pretty tough call, but the 2 warships is very cheap, so we might as well get 2 warships. Incoming transmission. Idle shipyard finished our probe. It was very quick. Let's get another colony ship now. I want to be slightly ahead of the game. Send that probe out to explore the world as well, and the people of Sharksville. Go, go, go. There's so much voice acting. There is, Aaron. It is literally, I think, every single prompt. Every single event. It's awesome. It's so cool. There are also these ones, the GNN Live, which may look slightly familiar to some viewers. Other news stations are available, where we get an update every now and again on how we're progressing. At the moment, maybe not so hot as far as cutting-edge technology is concerned, which slightly disappointing. This technology is very powerful as well. An early one, obviously, lets us put modules on shipyards, very strong, and 2 free constructor ships. Sehr gut. Here are our 2 fighters by the looks. It's the start of a fleet. For now, we'll post them on sentry mode just here. I don't think we need to use them to go out and explore, though sometimes I do. A planetary generator for some extra manufacturing, or a prison labor camp to decrease crime. Crime currently at 12% at the moment. Well, you know what? Bam. You're getting one of those. Can't quite afford to expedite it. It is quite expensive to rush production, but I like to do it, maybe not all the time, but fairly often. Let's queue that, and then let's also queue a research district. Now, these numbers next door are kind of like adjacency bonuses. In this case, the capital is providing some, this is providing some, and of course the tiles can do it too. So this is a great spot for a research district. I am conscious that food is a thing, and we might want food too. Oh, but there's really no space for any foodie districts around here. Let's go for a research one first. It's just so good. Level 3 on that tile. Actually, a level 4 entertainment district there, though. That's pretty reasonable. We can get them across the board. Okay. Good to note. I think that's pretty good for now.
The museum is planning to open a display about your life. They are interested to know what you perceive
More
as your
voice. It's
greatest
so good.
accomplishment so far.
Okay, so some more cultural awareness. We could really lean into the progressivism here, or start to pick up some other ones. I think we'll lean into the progressivism. 3 culture points, boost that to 28. That should have us able to unlock something now in this, what I think is actually a very cool culture tree. It is, it has a lot of inspiration from other 4X games, and it actually just does it really well. Like, you can see there's an ideological discount here that's leaning into the exact sort of cost of these things based on who we are and the decisions that I've made so far. Obviously, progressivism had our largest discount, and this one is a great place to start for only 7 culture points. Gives us a little bit of an approval boost and extra research every time we research something. So I want to try and get that scaling as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible. And that's a pretty good start. Provides access to some basic weapons for space combat. Probably a good idea. Orbital factories for planets would give us the starport, but let's go for that cheap and cheerful technology. What do we have here? Our constructor ships are online. Neat. So we need asteroid miners, which are like a slightly smaller version of them, to mine these. But if we see some special resources, which are probably easiest seen zooming out a bit like this, so I can see that there is a couple of anomalies. That symbol is a resource. That one's very close to them. We've got a little bit here. Okay, I guess we'll shoot for this one first then. Illyrium, building a mining starbase nearby. So we'll ship this constructor out, not quite in this nebulous cloud, but just next door, and then construct a starbase. We have a choice of military, communications, and mining. Obviously, we're going for a mining one. And wham bam, thank you ma'am. It's our first Illyrium mine. And it looks like some pretty cool shite too. It really does. That is awesome. And here's our rinky-dink little starbase. Let's upgrade it with a mining module because we can actually afford it. That'll just add some drones to it so it can mine a bit better. And over time, this will be built up to something much more grand. But for the time being, send our little dudes out, do some mining. I think we got 2 constructor ships. Yes, indeed. Ooh, you see anything over this way, bud? Yes, you do! Hello, Egan 2! A precursor world constructed through collected Durantium asteroids, which is one of those resources that we were looking at earlier. Hey, well, this is cool. We'll colonize that world like there's no tomorrow. We've got Water Parkius online too. I'd like to generate some money with my next control point, so I might just hold off for that.
Discovers a concealed stash
And
of artifacts, remnants from the ancient civilization. These artifacts are of high value and contain important insights into the advanced technologies that the precursors once wielded.
Let's add it to our vault. So that's chucked it down here. In this, also another new feature for Galactic Civ 4 Supernova. In this case, it just gives us plus 50 research straight away. Sweet. I might as well just activate that then. No point holding off. Deep space laser training to get the asteroid miner. Yes, please. That'll let us start mining these and adding some production into Sharksville the 4th. Oh, and here it is straight away because we got a research boost. So I don't need to talk, I can do. Yes. And look at that. Just chugging away. We'll need to get it on this slot as well. Yes. Sweet. So Sharksville will benefit from that with some manufacturing. Those 2 things are coming online nicely. Any cheap leaders? Yes, there are. They're just not very loyal. Excluded from family inheritance and terribly bitter about it. I mean, you're a generalist. Sure. We'll get you on board. And then chuck you, Vigilius in Specio. Congrats. You're now governor of this world. Now that we've assigned a governor to it, we can start to manage it in the exact same way that we're managing our other world, Earth. And you'll notice this time, there are some very interesting tiles at the world. Plus 3 to manufacturing, surrounded by tiles that aren't very good at manufacturing. Maybe I'll cover up one of them with the core world. Let's do that. Let's put the core world there. We can get a great manufacturer, maybe a bit of research. There's a fluorescent forest, which could attract a whole lot of tourists. Love it. And I think we'll get our pain amplifier down again. Somewhere where we're going to be doing a bit of research. I feel maybe there, or maybe here. Let's do it here. Yeah. Also, huge potential for food up this way. Let's get an agricultural district on these mushrooms. Maybe build that first so that this world can actually grow a little bit. Building food first, of course, often a good idea. We should consider colonizing Egan too. Oh, my friend. My squiddy-looking advisor. I've done more than just consider it, mate. It's queued up for next turn. A ship has upgrade availables. Upgrade availables, nice. So these are promotions that are awarded to ships, obviously based on their performance, what they've done. In this case, it's being awarded to our Discovery ship. Should we give it a beam attack? Nah, let's give it an extra move. We'll upgrade it with a command bridge. And that will see it zoom around space just that little bit faster per turn. 1 extra tile of movement. You might not think that there are tiles, but of course there are. Here's one, for example. They are hexagonal, but they blend so beautifully into the background that you tend not to notice it. One of those voice options. Really thickly accented call center person. Or a New Zealand accent. Speaking of thick accents. Agree. Traders and science nerds dominating the poll on YouTube. We've got over 123 votes. which is actually a pretty decent number. And half of you wanted me to be a trader and a scientist. So I'm leaning into that so far reasonably well. Not to pat myself on the back too much. Okay, another constructor ship. Should we forward settle this? Because it has resource. That one's probably too close to their border. But I reckon we should. Although I suppose there is one just there. Greedy or close? Let's be greedy. Let's go to that one. This one might be a bit of a push, but this thulium I think I can get. And then maybe one more for that one down the line. Who would like to board this colony ship? You, because you're last on the list. Good luck, friend. Could auto-colonize. I wonder where that would even go, though. Especially now that Egan 2 is online. I actually really like that name. We're keeping it. Would we like to... Oh.
They left behind a cloud of Durantium asteroids that now orbit the world. We will be able to utilize these to enhance the efficiency of the mass drivers on our ships. Additionally, we could possibly use this readily available source of Durantium for other purposes. What would you like us to do next?
Kinetic attack or armor rating. Let's give +1 armor rating to all of our ships. That's a very cool event. Sheesh. Right, time to queue up another ship. We could start to build some little fighters. I don't think we will, though. We maybe don't need colony ships right now. Let's get a constructor and follow that up with... Could use a supply ship to send some manufacturing to our new colonies. I don't think we need to do that, though. Follow it up with an asteroid miner. Constructor and asteroid miner. Cool, 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 cool. Alright. Should I put it on... Do I dare put it on auto-colonize? Go on. What have you found? Oh, right. Actually, a reasonable world. Sure, it's that one with the mountains and stuff, but if we just set it up as a colony, it can feed Sharksville the Fourth. Feed me. And we'll grow big and strong. So, as you can see over here, we've started to expand our influence out a bit. Oh, we've made it to that mountainous world. Shark Mountain. It's one of those rides at the theme park. And we'll smile and understand and pretend like that guy was smiling back at us and not looking like he was so hungry for shark sushi. We move through. Sending out this brave boy to forward grab a little bit of land for us. We can unlock policies to protect the environment, but that sounds like a bit of a snooze fest. Orbital mining. Maybe a little bit more like us. We are traders and scientists after all. Or space weapons. Actually, I might get space weapons just to be safe.
We have discovered a wormhole with an immense gravitational pull that is impossible to resist,
Ooh.
drawing us into it. Once we emerge on the other side, it takes several minutes for our navigational computers to confirm that we've travelled an incredible distance away.
If we gather the wealth here, we might have a long trip home.
Valuable minerals. However,
do it.
Anomaly.
Where did you end up? Oh, yep. Well, I mean, you know what? That's actually almost a good thing. Because now we can maybe go and steal some other people's anomalies. How's the space scientist trade person Pixel doing? Kia ora, Stardock Games. Welcome to the chat. You know, we're actually not doing too bad. All things considered. We've managed to get some, what I consider to be fairly beautiful worlds. Consider Waterparkius 6, for example. Sure, it's tropical, maybe not like the best for shark people, but it's a beautiful core world. Another core world, or colony at the moment, by the name of Egany II. Do we have a leader we can put in? So we could, but you'll notice that loyalty across the board here, not huge. And also maybe just not the best leaders for us. So we might let that slide for a minute, let it operate as a colony. Come back to our constructor ship, where we are going to be a little bit greedy. And construct our first thulium mine. Very good. Add some mining drones onto that bad boy. Fairly cheap cost. It does cost one module. We'll get to modules probably just a little bit later in the stream. But it gives us a bit of extra mining. So that's sweet. And it aggressively plasters our shark people's influence right next door to Iconia. Alright. We'll put our everything's fine face on and leave that for the time being. Space Weapon Doctrine unlocked at what is probably actually quite good timing for that. Let's get... This would unlock a new executive order, forced overtime. But at the moment, I think I'm still using mine to generate a bit of cash. Improving research districts is almost entirely useless to us right now. However, the policy gains. You know what? Let's do it. We're a scientist people after all. We really should lean into that a little bit more. Okay, another constructor ship online. Where do we want to aggressively go and plaster our shark people now? I guess we'll reach into the middle here a little bit. Or actually, let's grab this. We can get there this turn. This will be our second thulium online. You'll notice up the top here that as we start to pick up different resources, they'll start to fill in the top of the UI. It will get quite full, but in my experience, pretty easy to manage. Also, once we have the universal translator technology, which we are desperate to do so that we can understand these fantastic looking alien beasts, dare I say, that are spread out around us, we'll also be able to start to leverage some of our resources for a bit of cash money. And who doesn't love that? Supply depot for extra approval? Yet the people love the king. Here, Governor Jumboy, 100% loyal, obviously, leading a fantastic place. In terms of our super spectacular tiles, we've got approval, wealth, and research. Hello, beautiful. So if we get a research district here, and then a research district here, they'll be pretty sick. Yeah. Also, probably the planetary generator is a good idea. Looking to place that down somewhere where we have manufacturing potential, but we actually just have none. This world is beautiful. It's full of water, and it's full of researchers. -1 to manufacturing, even if we try and place it on anything too unstable. We could squeeze it in up there. It's not great. I'm going to leave it for now. Let's focus on science. And food, question mark? Maybe... Oh, it's so hard to resist the 5. I'll have to come back to it. It's too painful for me to not build just the great thing and ignore everything else. Hey, YouTube watcher 2, welcome to the chat. And a great name too. Brilliant. Righty-ho. This guy, ready to place down another mining starbase. We haven't done a comms one yet, but this will help boost our influence and our culture. And then the military starbase, usually more for capturing an area, defending an area. For now, we'll grab a mining starbase, of course, and give it some little drones. Neat. And you little Furby looking dude, unfortunately I'm just going to have to fake smile and nod at you, but I will come back and chat with you more. Shall we just reach over now and grab the universal translator then? So of course, I don't have to take these ones with the research bonus. And in this case, I'm not going to. We'll get the universal translator unlocked so that we can move through. Ooh, voice prompt.
3 centuries. We are uncertain about the owner of this device or its origin, but we have managed to connect with it and extract some of its recordings. It's safe to say that if these recordings were to be revealed to the public, it would lead to countless scandals. However, this presents an incredible opportunity to share the...
Let's convert it to the raw technology and avoid the scandals. Neat. Oh, a new executive order. Trains thralls to increase target fleet experience. That's cool. Forced labor we don't especially need. Let's sacrifice some of our approval and print some cash into the treasury. Now, this will let us shop around for some leaders. 3 months remaining in the pool. 9 resolve. You'd make a reasonable commander, although you're not very loyal, but you are quite cheap. So I'll take you. Cheaper in the sense that you're easy to recruit. I'll take you and I'll make you... Oh, we don't have the tech yet. That's sad. Would you like to be a governor? Sure. You can be the governor of Egan. Which will now, of course, turn Egan into our third world where we have this real level of, essentially, civ management, I suppose. If we get it, if we find it, oh, you know, this is just too much, or I don't need to manage this world, the other beautiful thing is we can always ask it to automate, and just as AI sort of rings its way through this game, right from, as you saw at the start, with the AI generation for our civilization, it will do its magic here too. And in my experience, it does a pretty good job. That's a very wealthy tile. Maybe this could be kind of like a Cashville. It could be. Either way, I'll place the core capital here so that it can buff as many adjacent tiles as possible. Manufacturing district there is pretty tempting. I'm going to do that. And maybe we give this place some food as well. Ooh. Bummer. The exact food tile's a little bit stolen. That's okay. Sure. Not great for the adjacencies, but I would like some food. And then do we need any of these other things just yet? Maybe our sciencey one. Let's plonk it down. Not actually a very scientific world this time. So I'll nestle it up there. Maybe build into that finance thing too. Cool. Alright. That should keep Egan busy for quite some time. Could send some production to it from this starbase if we wanted to. Or, if it has asteroids nearby, we could get mining. It does not. Do I want to just use this asteroid miner to explore for the time being then? Well, we don't have any immediately obvious rocks available? Yeah, sure. The little miner that could. Good luck to you, brave boys. Started life as miners, now you are space explorers. Okay, back to the task at hand. Probably another colony ship's a good idea. There are likely to be little worlds out there where we could at least get some colonies going. And, let's get a supply ship too. Traders. We can use this one, not actually technically the trade ship. We can send it to a colony to provide manufacturing points. Yeah. Do I need that right now? Actually, no. I've changed my mind. Let's just get 2 colony ships. And then maybe we'll start to get a little bit of a fleet. Because even if you wouldn't like me to go down the aggressive route, although I would note, actually, that the poll is changing a little bit with another sort of 20 or so votes coming in since last time. The gap between warlike totalitarian dudes and traders and science nerds is shrinking. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm surprised, actually, that there was that much of a gap. I didn't expect peaceful, influential diplomats to win because I know you. But I thought that one of the others would, but it would be much closer than it was. Let's see, how are we doing? Actually, pretty well. As far as colonized worlds go. Speaking of, let's chuck another happy little person. We hate our culture. They're not matched extraordinarily well to it. But it doesn't matter. They're just still so happy to be here. And to be alive. Is there anything else I'd like to... Planetary adaptation. Nah, not especially, I don't think. Let's go for what we're inspired to do. Maps the cosmos. To increate the speed of our starships. That sounds like a great idea. Let's get extra movement.
Our scientists have developed a universal translator.
Huzzah! The universal translator has been unlocked. So now we can lean into diplomacy. We can assign leaders as diplomats. And people have actually assigned diplomats to us. We're like the only one who doesn't have a diplomat with anybody. Bit of a yikes. No one likes us especially, but we do seem to be making friends, at least with you peaceful scientists. Opportunistic expansionists. Okay. Let's recruit and assign the Smiley Sharks diplomat to them. We'll try and build up a good relationship with them. We'll speak to them too. The time has come to destroy you. No, just kidding. I have a trade proposal. Let's trade some technologies so that we can both win. Alien world studies, subspace scanning. I mean, I was just about to start, but how about you just give me those 3? And I'll give you, whoa, that's a bit much. You don't need universal translator. Okay, so this is fair. It'll work. It's hard to see because our colors are very similar, but there's a bar in the middle here, and I could persuade or threaten to try and get a little bit of extra out of them. But at the moment, they're giving me 3 early techs and giving them 2 like kind of slightly better ones. But that's okay. Deal. And we both grow because of it. Fantastic. A little bit of trade for you. Ooh, and a ship has upgrades. Our discovery ship. Do we want to lean into movement again? Yeah. Let's do it. We're going to zip around between these anomalies like there is just absolutely no tomorrow. And we're discovering a friend. Or, of course, potential foe down the line. Inside of our little system. Our galaxy, I should say, too. Oh my god. Who are you? What the deuce? How did you get here? No. District 1 should have been mine. Oh, I'm so mad. We could take that one, though. Reaxis the 4th. It's a frozen world, which is not great for sharks, but we're going to have to do it. Otherwise, they're going to encroach right in onto my space buzz here. Come on, dudes. What a settle. We'll squeeze them out with overwhelming influence, I hope. Yeah, we're growing. Another colonist. Get out there. Let's race to this. Nearly there. Chuck you on auto. Oh, I shouldn't have done that because it's of course going to go and colonize this one because I didn't put the other one on auto. Bit of a noob move. But that's alright. It can waste a couple of turns. Not huge. Ah, we have some freighters. A large but fragile ship used to establish trade routes with distant worlds. Brilliant. Let's get a couple of freighters online. And then I think it's probably time for a couple of Star Eagles. Maybe a couple of bombers too. They're pretty cheap to build. Doesn't take very long. Speaking of building ships, actually, we probably want this world to have a shipyard next too. Oh, and a 4 manufacturing district. Hello! And an ag one too. Get the planetary generator down there. Actually, pretty good. Maybe a supply depot too. How's our approval going? 69. Nice. Yes, we will do that. Bit of a waste of a tile. Do it there.
The governor, whose name is yet to be specified, reaches out with alarming news. A mysterious illness has struck. Would we like to compel the population to use the experimental drug or use only approved treatments? Safety first. That'll hurt our growth, and this won't. Yikes. So let's do that. We're moving swiftly along. Upon inspection, they found an advanced mineral scanner inside.
Store the mineral scanner in our vault, or take $500. Oh, I'm gonna take the money, Eddie. I'm taking the money. I'm taking the money. Okay, cultural progression unlocked. So we could lead into our progressivism again. We've got a huge discount, so it's probably the right thing to do. Or we could lead into a culture that our people like a little bit more. We could spawn the ship the Independence with that one, which I quite like. 10% approval on all worlds and 3 colony ships. Sheesh! What does nihilism give us? 3 free supply ships and 10% income. Actually, You know, you wanted me to be a trader and a scientist, and this is really the trader one. I'm gonna get it. Cool. 3 free supply ships. So that also frees up this shipyard to now purely focus on a little bit of a defensive, mind you, defensive military. How good's the game? Problems I've noticed so far, Yoni? Well, I mean, it's relatively early days for the fully released Supernova build, although, of course, I have had early access to it. For the most part, I genuinely think it's pretty awesome. I wouldn't take a sponsored stream for a game that I didn't enjoy, because there would be nothing worse than sitting here for 3 hours playing something that it just isn't fun. So by and large, really awesome 4X game. I would say, even though the tutorials are very good, to really get into the depth of it, it takes many hours, like you might expect from some of the more advanced 4X games. And so my caution would be that you really do need to give it a little bit more of a chance than just the first few turns. Once you start to get the big capital ships, the planet-destroying technologies, that kind of thing, it really ramps up. Which is also maybe not true for a lot of other 4X games, where you do kind of get a bit bored, perhaps, in the later game. It evolves with the challenges, and my caution would be to make sure that you let it, I would say. But again, fairly early days. Alright. Supply ship. Where do you want to go? I think probably this way. Or actually, no, sorry. This one is not our trade ship. This is a confusion that I run into every time. The supply ship delivers manufacturing to a world, like transferring stuff. So we could go and send one to Egan as well. We do still need actual freighters. Bam, bam. So, sorry military, you're gonna have to wait another 4 turns. Cool, alright, ship some supplies out. Gee, really ship some supplies out. Got a lot of supply ships online, pumping out of Sharksville. What is this little dude? Couple of probes. I'll allow it. The probes, of course, I can't really disallow anyway, unless I wanted to shoot them down. But that might be just slight overkill. A world under siege by storms. Let's invest in storm-resistant, because that just makes sense. Only governed worlds can receive supply ships. Oh, I sent one to that colony. My mistake. Let's call this one... Back off, bud. Dias 2. As a clear sign to this guy to back off, bud. Great. Now this ship, which actually should have been the auto one, can get back out there in auto. Alright. A little bit of a standoff there. Maybe we get a military starbase or something constructed out here too. Oh, I want that flagship. But we have to unlock it with culture, and I probably don't want to do that. Right, supply ship. I guess just go to Waterparkius in that case. We'll just pump a whole load of all of the supply chains funneling in to Waterparkius. Go you! Now we have the trade ship online. I mean, this guy probably makes the most sense, even though we could run into some difficulties, potentially, down the line. We'll start trading with you. Few worlds there, but obviously this one's the main one. And then we have definitely some more trade partners here. I thought that said Doughboy. That's a great name for a world. And this is sort of the reach of my ships, this line. Now this line will expand out to fill up this whole circle. And eventually we'll be able to connect through between other ones. Unlocks frigate-class ships and the ability for ships and starbases to auto-volley. That's huge. I'm taking that. And what do we have here? Our homeworld. 5.4 science. Oh. Sharksville for the third. That's awesome. But I'm going to actually write the third. Because that makes it even more awesome. Okay. 5 research district. Yep. Yep. Big win. Approval still at record high levels. Growth maybe a little bit slow. How are we going to add growth here? Maybe on these wetlands out at the edge? Maybe just on this one. I sacrifice the adjacency that's going on. Okay, fine. Get yourself some food. We need to grow more scientists after all. We actually need people to research. Here we have extreme colonization in exchange for open borders and exotic world. Doesn't look like a great deal for me. I'm going to reject that. I flat out reject your proposal, you scary looking man. Goodbye.
Your flagship has stumbled upon an abandoned research outpost in the vast expanse of
Sweet.
space.
Abandoned research outpost. What I like to see. If it's not a human, or if it's not a shark, alternatively, Jay, maybe. If it's not a shark, we must destroy it. Or trade with it, alternatively. After all, 47% of the now over 150 some people who have voted on the YouTube live poll want me to be a trading scientist. Allows us to start training a new generation of scientists. Well, that seems to fit the bill nicely. Let's take it. And a new policy slot has been unlocked. Oh, research grants. Probably pretty good. Plus 20% research, minus 10% money though. Let's do it. We've got Heart of the Empire generating a bit of cash. Research grants losing it. We are now actually generating 0 money though. So important to remember that. Could increase taxes a little bit at the cost of approval. Let's do it, actually. Barely hurts our science. Sorry, everybody. Taxes are going up. Another trade vessel. Let's send it to Doughboy 1. And this constructor is still just kind of sitting there doing nothing. We have perimeter scanners available for our star bases, which is, I believe, actually an influence-based improvement. Yes, indeed. Influence growth +5, and a bit of sensor power too. Handy. Establish that there, close to them, just sort of keeping a watchful eye over what's going on. There aren't any... Well, there aren't any immediately colonizable systems nearby. Though they might want to build a mining base on that. Okay. It's cool. I just don't want to see that eventually fall under their control, and it may do. Oh. And I see another border right there. Hello. The citizens of Egan are unhappy. We should consider colonizing Kohenschweiz II, and our planets are under threat. Oh. So there's a pirate fleet coming out of Egan. Okay. Well, we're getting a little bit of a fleet going. We should be fine. This guy has a huge social score. And reasonable loyalty. Increases equality, and a former sailor used to spending months alone at sea. And actually, you're fairly diligent too. Check in with our ministers. It's a close call, but they don't quite cut it. Oh, you do? New Minister of Colonization? Oh, actually, no, not really. You're just mid. You're both just mid. Okay, fine. We don't need any new governors yet. We could assign more diplomats. Oh, if we can unlock one of these special ships, we could assign them as commanders, which is kind of what I want to do. But I guess for now, we'll just chuck them in as diplomats. Let's get you diplomating with them because they like us. You're doesn't so much. Quite a difference there. Whereas with these guys, we only have a minor cultural difference. So let's chuck a diplomat in as well. Once a wharf rat in the slums of a bustling port city, now a diplomat for a foreign world. You can achieve anything if you're watching this out there. How does it compare to the Civs in terms of depth and enjoyability? That's an interesting question. I hadn't really thought too much about that, Jay. I liken a few of the systems to Civ 5 in terms of the cultural trees, though there is much more depth here. Much more depth, I'd say. In terms of the city management, though, I vastly prefer this city management to Civilization 6's district system anyway. No, it's not that that system's inherently bad or anything, it's just this one is really nice to use. Like, you can see the extra stuff, it looks beautiful, it has a lot of depth, but it's also quite intuitive, which I think is really important too. Like, to just say I want depth is not really enough, actually. It needs to be workable, and this very much is. So I'm a big fan of it from that aspect, as to how it relates to some other 4X games. Oh, nice to see some new viewers tuning in as well. I see we're up to 50 likes, nearly on YouTube. We're actually 2 away. I could give a shameless plug for likes if I wanted to, but I'm not going to, because mentioning it is enough. First time watching one of my streams, thanks for the content. Thank you, Gonzalo, for tuning in. That's wicked. It's always nice to hear from first-timers as well. I know it can be a little bit difficult, maybe, sometimes, to chat for the first time for some people out there, and I appreciate it. We've got a lot of stuff unlocked now on this world. Probably not a lot of it I'm actually so interested in building, though. Whoa, the modules are just too expensive. Let's just get a colony ship. If in doubt, colonize. And our first trade route's been established too. This cutscene, one of my personal favorites. I really like the design of ships that are disproportionate looking. And so because this one is so tall and narrow, thin, it really appeals to me. I don't know why. Just something about those kind of slightly garish but still logical, if you will, designs really appeal to me. I'll give them Space War Tactics, they'll give me open borders, Xeno production, and some credits. Yeah? What kind of ships have you got? Hey? Just some fighters, really. They're not overly willing to trade their cruiser, as it turns out, which is probably fair enough. Honestly, I don't blame them. You know, I don't really want any of this stuff, though, so I'm just going to actually reject this. We're done here. Goodbye. Star Eagle, add it to the fleet. Where did those pirates go? Dang it, I wasn't watching the pirates. Oh well. Oh, we should colonize that world. Holy moly, amazing planet. It's really far away, though. Oh, that could just be a step too far. This black hole has 2 antimatter around it that we could mine as well. And Back Off Buddy is doing a great job over there. I think that means we want some constructor ships. Don't know if I want to build them first, and especially not on Water Parkius, which is struggling just a fraction. But once it gets some of these online, maybe it'll start to do a bit better. It's an early world after all. This starbase due for an upgrade as well. Let's get some perimeter scanners. Neat.
Your spacecraft has chanced upon a cargo hold floating in the immense
Cargo hold.
space. Inside, you find an advanced survey module, which might be a relic from an ancient civilization.
Ooh.
This module holds the potential to upgrade an existing ship with the capability to investigate anomalies.
Oh, survey module or sell it.
You also have options to dismantle it.
I'm gonna sell it. We've got probes out surveying the world. We should be alright. Here's a foreign colony. Oh, they've just reached out and grabbed those. And what is, to be fair, a spectacular display of space influence. So I'm not even mad about I'm not even mad about this situation. There's a little bit of antimatter up there for me. I'm gonna, because I'm getting a little bit nervous now, gonna just expedite the constructor ship. Probably too expensive to just get outright though. Oh, that's only one turn. We'll finish that, get those. A little fleet online. To be fair, it's just a bunch of fighters. We're really looking for one of those capital ships. Or at least some frigates. Stellaris seems so expensive to enjoy. Carlos, I think this would be the game for you. Genuinely, I do. This is, of course, a sponsored stream, in full disclosure. But as I said earlier, I'm not interested in playing games for hours and hours on stream that I don't genuinely enjoy. And that I don't think that you'd enjoy either. I'm not interested in posting crap on the channel. So, to speak quite frankly, I think you'd really enjoy this game, honestly. Sci-fi strategy, the lore that they've built around it is very rich as well, particularly as you move through the game. If you're interested in the kind of sort of classic 4X city building tile management stuff, but with a really nice twist on adjacency bonuses, then I think the planet management system will be for you. I think the diplomacy is super solid. Here you can see a nice little map. We're trading currently only with one empire. No allies, neutrals, or at wars just yet. We also get a nice little overview of how our stats are comparing to everyone else as well, which is something that is oft overlooked, but super nice. Any good leaders? You'd be a great commander. We're really struggling for scientists. I think the 7 intelligence is the best that we've seen. Excluded from inheritance. Lost 2 toes from frostbite in a mountaineering accident. What were you doing on the mountains? Plus 3 population capacity and minus 6% improvement when assigned as governor. Okay. I think we'll take you. You're actually pretty nice too. We'll take you as well. Is it time to move this person who failed out of medical school and doesn't like talking about it as our Minister of Exploration? Actually, no, probably not. You're looking pretty good there. Intelligence-wise, we're looking fine. Colonization. Ooh. Space Explorer. Maybe? Who overcame addiction? You're hired. Congratulations. You're the new minister. Sorry, you military child. Also, Space Explorer, you've been kicked out. What I would love to do is assign you as a commander. Although your resolve, not that hot. I don't really want to put any more diplomats on, so for the time being, we'll keep those guys actually just waiting. Sharksville 4 is a poor world, and it's mountainous, so we could just leave it as a colony, though it will decay over time. Yeah, we'll leave it for now. Here's our last fighter. Do we need to go and hunt down some pirates at Egan? I think we might. So let's send the fleet out and also maybe experiment with a little bit of early combat, which I have to say is very cool. The way it plays out in this game, very cool. I should also probably mention that the release version of Galciv 4 is Galciv 4 Supernova. And if you weren't playing it in early access on, I believe it released initially on Epic Games last year, then what you'll be picking up is Galciv 4, link below by the way, shameless plug. You'll be playing Galciv 4, the Supernova edition. And so the Supernova edition is kind of like the definitive edition, if you will. It includes this Supernova sort of 2.0 launch with all of the extra features like the AI integration, like the shipbuilder that comes with it. Speaking of which, if, say, we wanted to design a bomber, we could go really deep into the design. Like, let's say we want to swap to the cosmetic view. We're like, yeah, this bit looks fun, but actually I'd like it to be really big. We want to carry a lot of bombs. Then I could do that. Now, obviously, that's a bit ridiculous in terms of its size and scope, but you probably get the idea on just the big snout, just the level of detail that we could put in here. We could just start with something completely different. Start with a cube. Start with something like this. Maybe I want to add on, I don't know, a big round thing at the back. That's kind of cool. I could do that. That actually is kind of cool. Big head. Thin head. A big thin head. I think you probably get the idea here. Just loads and loads of customization options inside of this ship builder, which is, I believe, one of the revamped parts of Supernova. And also probably a little bit of an explanation as to what's going on with Supernova versus the early access version that was, again, I think on Epic Games for quite a while. Now, released in full. Oh, so these guys want me to declare war on the Mimot Brotherhood, which are our little Furby friends. So I'm sorry, but I just can't take that burden right now. Jumboy, what would you like to build? And why is it more science? Actually, it could be food, you know. 2 food. 4 food. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get extra food for this population. There's a little bit of pollution hindering our growth. The threshold's at 40. We're only getting 4 per turn. That's not really good enough. And we've got a huge amount of research going. So I think we can probably put that on the back burner for just a minute. And get a little agricultural cluster going on there.
Our flagship encounters a celestial phenomenon that inspires awe.
An inspirational.
This appears to be a form of cosmic art.
Cosmic art. Plus 100 influence to all of our worlds. A sweet little pickup. Shall we send this constructor out to harvest this antimatter? That was, of course, a rhetorical question, because the answer is yes, 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 yes. A new Avenger missile system unlocked. Subspace streaming, which you could argue is exactly what I'm doing now. Hoi, hoi, hoi. This will increase ship movement speed as well as travel across subspace streams. So we'll be able to essentially see a lot more of this. Woof. Other civilizations should admire our culture. The ship has upgrades available. It's the Discovery ship again. It's just freaking fantastic. Let's give it a reinforced hull in case it runs into trouble. The citizens of Egan are really displeased with me. Oh, Egan, don't be like that. Approval. Not great. Why? Well, it's not because crime is too high. Approval plus 1%? It's kind of bleak. It's kind of bleak. We could opt for an entertainment district if we placed it... Yeah? It's pretty expensive. I think we'll just let that world sort of stumble along. Maybe actually we send some industry to it. There's an idea. And we also have a trade agreement proposal from the governor of Spectarius Videret I. I'm going to say no thanks, even though we're traders. I just don't want to lose any more approval. Come on, the people don't love me. Another way we could eat it up a little bit and still be slightly in the green is by reducing our taxes back down. So let's do that. It'll get global approval back to a slightly better level. Technology extraction and one resource for open borders and xeno production techniques. Sure. I'll allow it. Scope out Egan 2 a little bit up here. I'm looking for pirate ships, really. Neutral ships that I can show who's boss, shall we say? Right, get out there and farm that antimatter. Another constructor coming online. We'll get another freighter after that. Traders. And hello, frigates. Neat. Let's get 2 gunboats, cutter, and a defender. All frigates online, obviously larger ships, more powerful ships. We don't just have to explore. Oh, we've actually got a few constructors going to the same place. Alright, well you can go up to that one and grab the Illyrium that's hidden inside of this cloud.
Do you remember the experimental cure we used on a certain planet?
Oh yes, I do remember that event.
The people there certainly do. It appears that the experimental drug has dramatically boosted the cognitive abilities of its
Boosted
users.
our cognitive abilities.
They are now showing signs of enhanced intelligence.
But we're now aggressive
ideas,
and impatient.
Accelerated technological progress. However, there are certain noticeable behavioural changes. They have become more aggressive.
So we can encourage it and take the plus 10 intelligence.
So now we are faced.
Or try again. I'm going to encourage it. Let's be aggressively intelligent. And no, we're not trading with you. Absolutely not. Bad deal. Not interested. Goodbye. Goodbye and farewell. The upgrades are generally good to do. That is true. That is true. I think at the moment I only have the science upgrade unlocked. But I could be wrong about that actually, Chris. Yeah, just the science for now. Let's queue it up though. Once we get a little bit more food going, because of course we actually need to grow scientists in order to be good at science. Right, a mining starbase out here. And our very first antimatter mine online. Very good. You can have mining drones, and we're going to need some modules if we want to start improving the next one of this. Hey, there's a fighter that we could take down. Are we close? No. Not even. Seeing as we're already over here, I'd like to just plot out the rest of this. Oh. And it's a good thing I did. Okay. Alright. Hello, Kindar. You look do look a little kinder than others. Do you wanna maybe... Ooh, 3 modules. I'll allow it. It'll help me improve my star bases. It probably wasn't the world's greatest trade, but it'll do. Mainly just because we're going to have a couple more star bases coming online, like Deep Space Starbase 2, which just came online last turn. We'll get that its perimeter scanners, using that thing that I just traded for, by the way. And another mining starbase there, using the other 2 modules that we unlocked to get a little bit of influence growth, mining assistance by the means of little drones, that kind of thing. Ooh. Build a xenoarchaeology module on any nearby starbase to study this relic. I think we should do that. Doesn't look like we have any others close by, so we might steal their one. Oh, and we've got another constructor coming online in one turn, so that is perfect.
Discovery, an artifact that we suspect originates from the Dreadlord. This artifact is no ordinary find. It's a weapon of immense power.
Ooh, let's keep that Dreadlord artifact. Minus 25% hit points to an enemy fleet. A one-off bonus using that artifact. That will likely come in handy. I've got some fighters appearing. Back off, Buddius. Firmly placing that district inside of us. And if we grab that with our next starbase that's about to pop out of this constructor, then we sort of have an authority over this area, really. Loads of anomalies, but no more resources by the looks. Yeah. Alright. Let's cruise our way back this way. Past their star system. Back towards some pirate fleets, maybe. Hyperdrive to increase the movement of my ships. Sounds fantastic to me. And as we were talking about earlier, let's sneak this constructor out. It'll also be next to this planet, so the extra aggression from our influence and borders won't be forgotten. Subspace Frequency Systems, Elite Command Draft, and 2 modules in exchange for the Avenger missile system. Sure thing, Big Eyeball. Looks good to me. Speaking of looking good to me, we have a couple of leaders available. Are any of them decent? You know they are, but we just don't need them. Like, we just don't need them. We can now assign a commander to one of our ships, turning it into more of a command ship. We don't yet have cruisers or battleships, so it will be one of these smaller ones. The Teeth, the Hardline, or the Wriggler. Let's get this guy in command of the Teeth. Okay, good. And, I mean, you might as well be a diplomat because you're not doing anything else, but I'm going to save you. Assign leaders to a faction to make the most of their skills. This is probably a good place to start with somebody. +9 growth. I mean, it's not your best skill, but it'll do. You're now part of the natural league. For now, at least. 2 new policy slots unlocked. Brilliant stuff. What do we want the most? Gross income and pollution. Research at the expense of income. Moves at the expense of hit points. A lot of trade-offs. I'm thinking underwater homes is a really safe and easy pickup for us. +2 population cap. And then we have to choose what we want to trade off. Manufacturing for hit points. Maybe not terrible. Subsidize our shipyards. Yeah, let's do that too. Shipyard stimulus. Has that put me in the red? Yeah. Just a fract, actually, it has. So that's not ideal. Gonna need to start generating a bit of extra cash money. Oh, look at that ship. What an explorer. And here is our newly assigned command ship, which will obviously rendezvous us. It'll obviously rendezvous with the fighters, and we'll have something that almost looks like a bit of a fleet. Brilliant. Oh. What is that? We're really running out of people. Oh no, this is Waterparkius 4. Okay, so Waterparkius 4 produced a colony ship for us, which is pretty cool. Let's get a freighter to... It's a shame we didn't quite see their worlds. What really see anything that even looks particularly high value. Finn. There we go. Establish a trade route with Finn. Time to build another ship at Water Parkius 6. Almost said 4. It's a tricky call, actually. Could just get it slowly ticking away on some extra ships. Another probe, maybe not terrible. Get another freighter. Ship some industry somewhere. Colony ship, we'll chuck it on auto. And see what it can find. Good luck. And whom that constructor over there. These guys in District 1. Only a minor world. Have just kind of been sitting there for turns and turns. So they're obviously not going to threaten us. Merge up this fleet. We will reach a cap pretty soon on how many ships we can have in it, but at least it's got a capital ship. In fact, here's another gunboat. Not a capital ship, just a frigate, but I guess it's kind of our version of a capital ship. Alright. Well, now I'm feeling a little bit bolshy. Progressivism +3 research after an anomaly uncovers new anomalies. Citizens with the progressive trait get +1 raw tech per turn. Raw tech. I'm not sure how many of those we have, but I'm going to do it. Our treasury is running low. Increase our tax rate. I really don't want to. But I guess. Back to medium approval. Sure. Puts us just in the green. One of our planets is good at generating cash. And we will find that world and exploit it. It's probably this one. Financial district like that. Maybe squeeze that in. Manufacturing, not great. What world is this? Egan. So, what we could do is get a supply ship and send it to Egan. And that'll just give it a little bit of extra industry. So this needs xenoarchaeology module on just a starbase. So let's build, I guess, just a communications one. And get a xenoarchaeology lab. And perimeter scanners while we're here. What a cool looking starbase. Wow. Alright. Provides colony growth. And influence growth. Oh, a little bit of ascension. And progress on that relic. Cool. Our first precursor relic.
As our ship smoothly sails through the quiet emptiness of space,
again,
we unexpectedly come across an
reading it out to me,
cargo
so good.
Upon
Gives me a chance to have a drink.
Exceptional device that has the ability to intensify feelings of guilt. Our team of psychological analysts believes that if this so-called guilt magnifier were to be installed on a core world, it could dramatically lower crime rates. We may have just discovered something akin to a conscience in the vast universe.
Okay, so it can potentially lower crime rates, which is nice for me, but I actually just want $200 in my treasury, so I'm taking the money. Give me the cash. Cool. All right. Quick scan across the galaxy for anything else.
The captain of your flagship has reported the discovery of a lost cargo container floating in space. After inspecting it, they found an advanced missile weapon prototype.
Give me the money. Hey, would you like this advanced rocket? No, I just want your money. Mainly because we're not really growing a lot of income. We should increase our trade income too. Let's get another freighter. And maybe go and shoot something? We should shoot something. Just laser beam someone's probe. Let's have a look at the diplomatic view. Pretty mid relationships across the board, really. We could take our pick, but it's probably you. Or you. The pinkies. Okay. Right. Well... it is pretty close. Kind of our neighbor. Could consider a little bit of an expansion or or destruction. Then again, there's also this. Hello, Grell. A curious species that evolved without the need for sleep and the ability to maintain an unwavering but dim focus on tasks for weeks straight. The minor civilization is in our sphere of influence and is trading its resources with us. Interesting. Okay. Well, it turns out I didn't need to tell them to back off. May have slightly overestimated the threat on that end, I'd say. We will declare war. We can't right now. Oh, the offer was actually a reasonable offer of credits. I should have considered it. Access to powerful but expensive supercomputers for Super G. Super G. Orbital mining. Increase missile attack. Let's increase missile attack. Do we want to declare war on the Grell? I mean, it seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? I'll leave that up to you, chat. Let me know. What should I do with Grell? What to do with you? Let's go out this way for now.
A wave of enthusiasm in our space.
Minus 20% leader cost for 10 months. Sounds good to me. Who have we got on offer? Pretty stupid people by and large. Social score reasonable. You're actually pretty good. Grew up in a harsh environment. Raised by squatters. Minus 3% global crime. Fantastic. And what do you do? Irresponsible with money. Constantly flipping a coin of alien origin. Minus 2 social. Plus 2 intimidation. Don't really want you? I guess we could use a diplomat though. With a 1 social score? I think we'll take you. Cool. Might put you on as a commander, maybe. Could get... oh, no, we'll save it, actually. Gonna want another command ship eventually. Let's make you... war forged. Although that is bad for crime. Maybe the Free Mind Center instead. Although that favors progressivism. Yeah, stuff it. Let's be Warforged. It's kind of who we are. Although, of course, we prefer to trade. Here's that supply ship, which I think I was going to send to Egan. Egan it on a bit. Oh, and there's that fleet that I was trying to chase down before. Turn this ship around. Huge number of executive orders now. Increase the target fleet's experience. Invite leaders. Increasing their experience is kind of fun. Let's do that. Gotta level up for our commander. Okay. Extra hit points. Yeah. Oh my goodness. The JJJ Discovery took a shot at a pirate ship. Amazing. Did it survive? You bet your backside. You bet. All right, crime's fairly high. Approval's looking good. Let's upgrade that research center. And what have we got? Plus 1%. Plus 1%. Plus 5%. Plus 5%. And plus 1 control. Yeah, I think we want this coordination beacon. Where do I want it? Probably just out there. Okay, good. Loads of things feeding into Sharksville. We've got a freighter ready to do some trade. You know, actually, this world, they're pretty small. They really failed to expand. They're stuck, the poor things, right in the middle of the freaking galaxy. Oh, you poor thing. And they don't like us. They really actively don't like us. Okay. Well. That actually brings quite a bit of clarity. We'll remove our diplomat. Of course, always a sign that things aren't going so well for you. Maybe, say, stuff the pirate fleet that I was rerouting to and actually kind of go that way instead. New freighter online. Send it off that way. And we probably want a couple more. Oh, we're actually getting them now. Getting some frigates online. Good stuff.
The captain of your flagship reports discovering a mysterious cargo container floating in the void. Upon inspection, the container is found to
let's sell it for money.
advanced pollution removal.
Cha-ching! Gunboat ready to connect with these guys. I was gonna say sail, might just fly over there. Cool. This fleet wouldn't be enough probably to take out a big planet though. But we'll sort of patrol in and around this region. Maybe grab those pirates, maybe not. I think this guy makes sense to be our target for combat, which I do at the very least want to try before the stream is over. Improve missile targeting. Okay. Harpoon missile. New anomalies. Basic kinetic weapons. Maybe we want to reach for something a little bit more specific. That's incredibly expensive though. Trade networks, free trade policy, trade licenses. Let's get that. I think that's a good one for us to pick up. If we do want to take a planet, we would need some siege equipment. However, this base is actually kind of slow at building things. Like, quite slow. Get a freighter online. Where do you want to trade? Vigil? Sure. Waterparkius is going to trade with Vigil. Start to sort of reach our weird tentacles through the world. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Starbase. Durantium. I see a couple of ships flying about. The Glory. The Constructor. 5. That'd be a pretty easy take for us. Upgrade that bad boy. Growth. Kind of slow, but doing alright. It's really our industry that's quite bad. Manufacturing industry. Good luck. On Earth? That's such a cool command ship. Got some cool ships. Anyway, back to back to the task at hand. Me. Send the freighter that way. Cutter might try and connect with the rest.
Our flagship comes across a deserted mining drone, adrift in space. It seems the drone originates from an
Helios. Finn. Go to Finn. Whoo! Their fleet looks a little bit stronger, more comparable to mine. Hello, prey meat. Have you come to present yourself for consumption? I think you'd find us difficult to digest. Hoi, hoi, hoi. Oh shoot, I have insufficient trade licenses, but I think we're about to get them online, so maybe just pass your turn. Pass your turn. These ominous trade ships just sitting outside of enemy borders. Xenobiology for some credits and missile targeting. Sure. Happily allowed. They just can't catch up. They're playing this game of leapfrog, our poor fleets. Oh, one of our planets is under threat. That's probably the pirates. Yep, it's a sniper. Hopefully our dudes here will handle it. These guys are still somewhat unhappy. Luckily there aren't that many of them, so we can kind of just ignore them. Oh, we shouldn't. Yeah, get a supply depot. We'll buff that district too. Geothermal springs, get a manufacturing district, and this place could look alright if it gets there. Speaking of getting there, we can actually do this fleet a little bit of a favour. Merge up, that's probably got us full. Yep. We can, of course, increase that size, but we'll need the technology to be able to do it. Orbital ship increases capacity, allows for more effective starship construction. We could use that. Pretty cheap. I've been sitting on that one for a long time. A long time. The governor loyalty's bad? Oh, good call. It's actually horrendous. That is so bad. Thank you for pointing that out. I missed that. Hey you're... Oh my god! Well, this is what happens when your loyalty falls below 30. Executed. Oh my god. These guys now quaking in their boots. Irresponsible with money, not quite what we want. Increases crime in the civilization they're assigned to, or 10% income when governor. 15% resistance when governor. I'll take them both. We'll appoint a new, far more loyal governor. The brave. There we go. That's looking a bit better. And this guy is going to make a really neat diplomat to send to the person, the Korath clan. The ones we don't especially love. Why? Because it will increase crime in the civilization they're assigned to. It's basically blind during allergy season. That's me also to a T. My goodness. My hay fever has been extraordinarily bad this season. Hey, Sophie Roger. Nice to see you. Welcome to the Twitch chat. The less popular, but equally as relevant chat. I'm keeping my eye on both of them, of course. and really appreciate your comments. I'm doing pretty good. It's about 7:30 in the morning. No, it's about 8 in the morning here in New Zealand. Looks like the sun's shining outside. Not that I can tell, because of course I've got it completely shut out of this room. Naturally. Playing the video games after all. How you doing? Let's build some siege ships. A large ship fitted with weapons for orbital bombardment, useful during planetary invasions, but otherwise not especially useful. Like, it doesn't really have a lot of strength to it. So we'll accompany it with 3 gunboats, a cutter, and a couple of short-range fighters. And this, over the next 10 turns in Sharksville, will build a super fleet. A super duper fleet. Like no other. For now, though, they wait. On standby mode.
Our vessel has chanced upon a
ready to
artifact
bounce.
floating in the icy emptiness of space. It seems to be a cage, but not one constructed for any ordinary creature.
Okay.
This confinement device
I am
was
going
crafted for
to
something truly
very quickly
monstrous.
take about a 2-minute
left
break.
with 2
I'll be back,
distinct choices.
I hope,
Either
before the
the
turnover of the
artifact
hour.
potentially
And we'll come back and think about what we want to do with this artifact, and also, crucially, try out combat in this game. Because the way that it simulates it, with its cinematic camera of the battlefield simulation, is very cool. So, I will show you that, and hopefully some more, right after these messages. There won't actually be messages, but there will be a great be right back screen. I'll see you in a moment. Alrighty, we're back. Nice to hear you're doing well too, Sophie. Followed you on Twitter and here as well. Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind. If you followed me on Twitter, or now X, whatever it's going to be called tomorrow, that makes you really part of a small group. So thank you. Hope my tweets aren't total garbage. Anyway, moving swiftly along and back to the game. Let's declare war? Let's find their fleet. Okay, there it is. It's pretty small. We will destroy them. And then maybe we could harass some of this infrastructure with this frigate. Just like start blowing up some of their asteroid mines. Okay. Alright. We've found an easy target who is culturally very different to us. Doesn't especially like us. We are at war with a civilization they dislike, though. So now all of a sudden, they're like, "You're great!" Yikes. I didn't think that's true. Is that true? I don't think that's true. Either way, the Korath clan has gone down. Hey, buddy. It's time for you to die. He says, "You have chosen death." Yeah, you heard me. So be it. War it is. Farewell. He looks kind of pleased about it, too. What a dude. What a dude. Now there's a war. That's what I'm talking about. Not sure what he was on about before. Either way. Oh, my freighter, yeah. I completely forgot about that. Did we get those trade licenses online? Must be out of moves. Oh no, because we have another one here. Maybe not yet. For now, stand by.
Our vessel has
I've just got slightly more important things to do. Now, we could choose to cage the monster or study its technology.
Constructed for any ordinary creature. This confines
Let's cage the monster. And then let's release the monster. You would think on our enemy. But nah. Let's just launch it right here. Next to the, I think, the Mimot planet of Vigil. Oh no, it wasn't. Whoops. Sorry. Wrong target. You kind of look the same. I really didn't mean to do that either. Those guys are my friend. Oh well. Combat training. It's good experience. And so we've just spawned in this freaking monster. It's not too strong. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Okay, right. You also need to go on standby. Standby. And I should have attacked that. But instead I didn't. So, outside of the big combat, it's also possible for your ships to use these manual actions. Missile volley, in this case beam volley. And so I can do that outside of fighting. It doesn't do an extraordinary amount of damage, but it's it is one way that you can just sort of, like this, like see, so I could just click them, deal 2 to 3 damage, and deal an attack to them like this on the overworld. But the real fighting is when you actually trigger combat like this. And this is where things could get a little bit janky depending on how well I can control them. But this is where things really kick off. And something that, again, I think probably differentiates Gal Civ 4 from some of the other games in the genre is this. So we could go quick battle. We're going to watch battle instead. It's the fall of the Ratnago Fleet 1. I'm going to pause it just for a moment. We can keep this UI down the bottom here if we want to. I'm going to hide it. You can see my ships, their ships on the right. Obviously, they're going to lose this fight. They brought a siege weapon with them. I'm not sure what they were hoping to do for that. Currently, almost all of them are out of range, except for V-Thug, which is in range. Now, we have a top-down view. We have a cinematic camera view, which will follow us. This one is particularly cool. There's a battlefield view, which is actually quite similar to the cinematic one, but will sort of opt for less extreme camera angles, maybe slightly more stable. Then there's the follow view, which is obviously pretty self-explanatory. Come along for the ride and see it firsthand. Now that was obviously a very quick battle, so there wasn't a lot to see. But we could watch it one more time. And free flow as well. We could watch it one more time on top-down just to see exactly how it plays out. You can see our fast fighters come in first, take out basically the entire front line. Frigates mop up the rest, and of course the siege weapon does absolutely nothing. Very successful first flight for us, and basically destroyed their fleet. Oh, there's a colony ship here. Aww. Is this crossing over into war crime territory now? It could very well be. Oh, and I see we've just ticked over 1,000 people who have tuned in throughout the duration of the stream. So thank you if you've been one of them, especially if you're one of the 68 or the 6.8% who have liked the video. You're awesome. Back to the battle. Let's watch us commit absolutely heinous crime against what was really just an undefended colony ship. But the thing is, we can't let them get away. We have to ring fence this problem and eliminate it rather swiftly, and that means turning our attention, kaboom, to colony ships like that. Is this another one? Are you kidding me? So a freighter here. Us total loss, them no casualties if we try and strike it with our frigate. That's not great. But I don't really want to lose it either. Let's bring it home. You're kind of alone and a bit stranded. Haven't unlocked any other ministerial positions yet. We're going to need an interstellar cabinet for that. The governor of Egan has been falsely accusing the Etueri for all the issues of their world. Oh dear. We can use this opportunity. So let's. Culture points quite low. Trade offer has come in. Space factories, improved life support, and trade networks. Deal. Deal, 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 deal. It'll let us finally send these freighters into the worlds that they've been kind of creepily watching from outside. Establishing some additional trade routes, hopefully pulling in a little bit of extra money. Let's check in actually on the budget screen. $5 on medium taxes. Okay. Hey, 69th like. Nice, Arnold. Thank you. Was just watching some 5 videos from 2 years ago and now I'm live. Oh, Tom. Those videos are very special to me. Particularly those ones from just 2 years ago and not like 6 years ago. Because they were what sort of first re-kickstarted the channel after about a 4-year hiatus of me forgetting it alongside many other things even existed. So thanks for the kind words. Appreciate it, dude.
The lead captain of your fleet has reported the discovery of a lost cargo container floating aimlessly.
Let's cash in this energy weapon for credits because it'd be fair to say we're not really making a lot of money. Let's quick battle. Pew, pew, pew. Take that out. Finally. We actually have our own colony ship. Alright, get out there. Well, I don't know about that. I think you might be out of luck there, buddy. But you can try. And now, the fleet's probably ready to... So we would take moderate casualties. That'd take a total loss if we attacked the defenses of this planet. We could destroy their starbase. We could destroy this, which is building their ships. Starbases. Should we just wipe it all out? Let's jump in to watch this one. It'll be over with very quickly. But worth a watch. Let's watch it from cinematic view. So what we're doing here is we're destroying their shipyard, essentially. Obviously, it'll stop them from building ships, because this is their only world with a shipyard. Oh my god, the bombs! Because it's their only world with a shipyard, they'll be unable to do anything until they rebuild it. And obviously they will try. In my experience, obviously, as you would expect, the AI will make it its first priority. It's a beefy thing. I'm skipping to the end. We did actually, unfortunately, lose our cutter frigate. Oh well. Go colonize. Go colonize. Good luck to you all. Oh dear. Okay, should we take out the starbase while we're here? That one's a military one. That one's an economic one. Cripple their economy a bit. Or take out this freighter. Yeah, we'll take out that freighter. Just really bully them as much as we can. Speaking of freighters, here's one of our own. Let's send it to Toria. I think we have one more trade license to use up. So we should. Money-wise, not making a lot. Control 1 per turn. I'd like to see that upped a little bit too. Our food is very good now. We should be growing... Actually, not growing that fast though. Upgrade that district. Get that online for the extra control per turn. I see we could also do a little bit of terraforming there as well. I know the game not, but I got hooked at the Warcries part. Arnold. You're in the right place because we're about to probably bombard this planet, I'd say. But first, let's take out this flagship. Fall of Fleet 11835. Imagine actually seeing this. How terrifying. Initially, our gunboat frigates fire off, and then... No, the fighters, then the gunboats. And now that we're in... Oh, this poor thing. Look at it flail about trying to target onto something. They did manage to get one kill though. Took out one of our gunboats. Not the end of the world. Okay, this fleet down to 8. Here we have a siege unit and a gunboat. I kind of want all of the siege units to be in one place. So we'll just leave that. I don't think these guys will quite be strong enough to capture this one. Yeah, it's not sufficient to defeat the defenses, but we could take this one. So let's do it. We'll place it under siege. The siege has 8 months remaining. Planetary defense is 29. Fleet's effectiveness at layering a siege is not particularly high, so it'll take us 8 months. One siege vessel maybe could have been useful in this fleet on hindsight, but that's all good. We've got a shitload of thulium. Do we have much of anything else? A little bit of antimatter as well. Let's sell... Tank the price. Sell half of it, cash in a little bit of money. A leader available. They are fairly terrible. You're going to be a commander, because we're going to need a commander for our siege ship, of course. So let's make you the commander of the Hardhide. As you can see, we're now bombarding this planet. As we saw earlier, it will take 8 months to finish. So that's a long 8 months for those people. But we'll take out this one, and then we'll cut the head off the snake, so to speak. Hardline's going to merge up with this fleet. This will be the invasion fleet, of course. For now, we'll leave them on standby. Need to pass through a few more turns yet. Waterparkius. What would you like to build? Could I actually just get you to make me some modules, please? Thank you. I think this is one freighter too many. But we'll try and send it... there. A long ways away. But it'll do. Endless spaceship combat, Stellaris in other ways. I mean, it's certainly fitting in very nicely inside of that genre. Absolutely. Yeah. Endless Space is a game I haven't played in a very long time. Who is this? An IAS probe has entered what is soon to be our space. I was going to say airspace. Doesn't really work quite the same, does it? Our jurisdiction. We're the top cultural unlocker. Not sure how we've done that. I'd think of us more as uncultured swine, however. More people coming to take a look. What is all of this? Treasure hunters. Probes. Ah, they've launched a private expeditionary mission. Man, I'd love to shoot that down. I'm not going to, but I'd love to. We're not worried about a probe arriving though, come on. The Bloody Proposal. A long-standing tradition of games. For a warm-up, our species would be well advised to provide some specimens for our warriors to practice on. No. How dare you? Orbital assembly. This will help us get our planet finally online. It also leads to battle cruisers. Interstellar trade for some more routes. Battle cruisers. 12 turns. It's a really long time. I'm going to take it though, I think. Because this will get our next class of ships. We will conquer dusty worlds of hard rock and open sky, but if we're to thrive, we need to find oceans. I agree. One culture point for colonizing 3 worlds. That's not an especially generous event. Looks nice, though. There's a little bit of laser beaming action going on here with this, Starbase seems to have been fitted out with some kind of equipment to shoot at me. They won't be able to do much. Maybe we're shooting them, actually. They've taken 2 damage. I think we are. I think the game's auto-doing that for me, which is pretty cool. Right. Back on Earth, otherwise known as Jumboy, for whatever reason. Growth is fine. We don't have a huge number of citizens yet, though. I'm going to convert this to a bit of planet, because it's next to the capital. It's next to other districts. So we should see some reasonable adjacencies. Colonial Clinic for 20% growth is also probably a good shout. Let's place it down. Yeah. Too expensive to buy outright, but that's all good. Pretty happy with that. What's this cargo freighter doing? Just floating in the middle of the world. Go and trade with Doughboy. And 1 antimatter out of that. Peculiar artifact. Yeah, it is. It's automatically shooting this. Because we're not taking any damage. But of course it's not doing enough damage because it's a freaking starbase. For 4X game existence. It's true. We play a lot of 4X here. Yeah, we do. We love it. Might be out of luck here, are we? I think we are. Trying to this colony. It looks like Earth-like, actually. A TCS probe is arriving to have a look at the intergalactic combat. Oh, a scrambled mission. The galaxy thought we were dead. You will soon learn how wrong they were. Prepare for death. We're going to destroy you. You should have stayed dead. Space is big. Probably big enough for the both of us. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Well, that's a thing to worry about. Nah, we're out. Do we want to agree to a festival for 10% tourism minus 20 control or decline? It's a lot of control. I'm going to decline. The siege of this planet continues, now with only 2 months remaining. Yeah, humankind. I mean, geez, the list is huge. Well, I mean, I think I need to play this battle out. They sent a thug bomber to try and intercept. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Oh no! The JJJ Discovery. Wait, is it gonna win? No way! Oh no, look at it, there it is. The Discovery, out surveying anomalies, has been unfortunately attacked, ambushed by an enemy fleet. Zendar remnants try and strike us down after talking a bit of smack. Jumping into the follow view. It's a bit chaotic. Not really moving anywhere. Just taking some big hits. Got laser beams flying out from all sides. Yet. Oh no, we're halfway gone. Looks like we've taken out one of their frigates. The second frigate is ready to go, and then it's just 6 bombers. Our health rapidly deteriorating. Lots of misses going on down there in the feed. Oh, please take out that frigate at least. I'm so sad. This ship was upgraded. Okay, it did take out the frigate. And now it's just a bunch of pesky bombers who it could easily rip through. Look at it go. 1, 2. Oh. Oh, the JJJ Discovery. I'm actually gutted about that ship. I didn't realize I've had such strong emotional connection to a ship. Oh. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay, anyway, look. On the bright side, and speaking of war crimes, our first invasion was just finished. Oh, man. JJJ Discovery. Taken down by what looks to be invaders. They've also taken this planet. Unbelievable. I thought we were in safe space, but we weren't. However, with this planet now under our control, I now turn my attention to Sharksville, where I think we're ready to fly out. This fleet, if you weren't with us earlier, is a little bit different because it has some siege ships. These ships right here. Not especially strong in fleet combat. In fact, they're quite useless, really. Combat rating 0, but a conquest rating. That will hopefully help speed up the conquest of their capital world. And then, well, let's take that out. We don't want them to be building any ships while we
The captain of your
take
flagship
it.
has reported a fascinating discovery. It seems they have found a lost cargo container adrift in the
And let's store this container in our vault. Planetary defenses plus 30. Okay. Pull that out if we ever need it. Hey, look, here comes a ship. We'll just quick battle that bad boy. Boom. First subspace stream flight also. Avenge the Discovery. We will avenge the Discovery. Absolutely. Once we're done with this guy, we're flying straight down to check out what the huck is going on with that planetary invasion. Ancient civilization with a deep understanding. While you may be big shark people with smiles as vast as the ocean, we too hold a profound love for science and aspire to lead the galaxy. Let us join forces. You're a little spooky. Seems like a strange response there. However, 300 credits or a trade license. Let's get a trade license. Take out. It's actually a really close fight. I'll resolve it quickly. Success. Cora now can't produce any ships. And we've stolen a little bit of this space out from underneath them. Let's bring the invading force over. We do first need to take out the planetary defenses. It may be easier to send this fleet in, but they'll take huge losses. But I want to kind of save this fleet. Oh, it's a bit awkward really, isn't it? Let's transfer a gunboat. And maybe another gunboat. A defender. I don't want to shrink that any more than it is. And then we'll try and hit it first with the 9, and then transfer back to this and hit it. We'll see how it goes. They want to give me hyperdrive optimization in exchange for defensive studies and railguns. Sounds like a deal. Sharksville produced a gunboat. Oh, it's still going. Okay, cool. So we can bring in some reinforcement. Neat. Alright, let's use the brake force to break them, I guess. Put that one on standby. Skip through to the next turn. Beware of the Korath clan. They really hate us. Well, of course they do. We're invading them. Assign a leader to an available command ship as well. Kind of waiting for these ones, though. I don't think we need the third just yet. Can't cast it on the planetary defenses. Okay. It's a total loss. We'll take some moderate casualties. It's only 4 bombers. Bomber! Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a lot of exploding. Mopped them up, although sadly did lose a frigate. And 2 frigates, actually. But not our command ship. The Teeth survives, so that's all good. And that was actually relatively easy. Now let's transfer a Star Eagle back. Frigate. Another one. And another one. These guys can probably go back to Sharksville now. Starbase defense modules now available to us too. Let's get them where it counts. Anywhere where we kind of share borders, or maybe even that one. Nope, can't afford it. Okay. Alright. We will break Cora. Oh, you bet we will. It's time now to send in the invading fleet. With, as you can see, a better conquest rating than last time. Thanks to our siege units almost entirely. Still going to take 7 months, but we will break them. We've destroyed their fleet. We've destroyed their ability to produce a fleet. Things are looking pretty good. Let's increase the maximum size of fleets, speaking of which. Although, actually, what was that? More benefits from precursor relics. Well, I'm going to get that, actually, because we have one of those that we're sort of working on a little bit. Put you on standby. Rebuild a second fleet around there. We have some upgrades. We'll upgrade this Explorer. Wait, what are you doing? Getting the heck out of there. Maybe sensor range is a good idea. Get sensing. And moves. Yeah. Alright, good. Anyone else? Nope. Star bases can all be upgraded, but we don't have any modules by the looks to be able to do it, which is a little bit unfortunate. +1 relations with the Mimits because they want something. Yeah, go on. We get manufacturing out of it as well, so it's not an entirely charitable act, but it's pretty decent. How are things going down here, I wonder? It's hard to say. Galactic Wealth Wonders. Currently second strongest GDP in the galaxy. At least the known galaxy. Get back to base, team. You did a brilliant job. Meanwhile, the invasion of Cora continues. An idle shipyard at Sharksville. Manufacturing here looking much better now. I don't think we need any more colony ships for the time being. I might send out another probe, just in case there's more to research. We do, after all, have this subspace gate available to us now. So we're starting to reach through into a slightly broader world. And what's on offer here? My colony ships! Look at them go! Brave. I'll give them that. Pretty brave. And we've got probes probing this too. Okay. Very cool. Back to the task at hand. Can the government intervene to negotiate a resolution between squatters and a corporation? -10 manufacturing. Lose loyalty. And increase crime. Alright, we'll take the -10%. It's all about the yield. So our siege, I think that siege that you're referencing, Arnold, was going to take 7 turns. I haven't been counting, but my guess is that we're probably through about halfway. Yeah. Back over to our Earth-like world, though. Military advisor recommends building a starport. Well, crime is a little bit high. Could use a boost to approval. Love me a bit of research. I love all of these, actually. There. Let's get that research one down. Maybe also the starport. Why not? Build up Earth a little bit. Earth. Okay, Sharksville the 4th ready to produce something. After its probe, I think, was finished. Let's get an extra little fleet going.
It has been nearly 5 years since we departed.
+10 culture points and +20% approval! It's been nearly 5 years since we left our star system to explore the galaxy. We're no longer vulnerable to a planet-wide extinction event. Very cool. Go us. We're great. What have we got to sell? Bit of thulium. Yeah, looking pretty wealthy. Executive orders. We could have a look and shop around for some new leaders. Are these ones garbage? They're not especially loyal. You're a reasonable commander. We'll keep you around for commanding. Maybe we want to put someone else in one of those. Let's get you. What do you do well? Badly burnt in a cooking accident. And trained as a chef. Ironic that their accident happened as a child and then they trained as a chef. That's great. Let's maybe place you in a faction. The Free Mind Center to give us a little bit of tourism. Yeah, why not? And I mean, you are just kind of standing around. So we'll put you under Warforged. Really pump out our military production here. 5-year milestone. How about it? Not bad, honestly. For 5 years. Look at us go. I'd like to see humanity do this in 5 years. Although, to be fair, the year is 2312. I don't know what this rock's going to look like in 2307. Maybe this will be on point and we'll be big sharks with big smiles. I really hope not. Precursor technology, good for us. Let's now increase the size of our fleets. Pop over to where was it? Ah, here. It's providing some reasonable benefits to us already, to be fair. But we could get this Ancient Studies Center. We need one module and one Prometheon. Okay. I can do that. So, jump in here. Produce modules. And then jump onto the market for 138 credits. One of those bad boys. Sell a bit of antimatter to make the money back. I love a good market. Collectivism, individualism, nothing. Individualism. Jump into the cultural progression tree. Obviously, we have a huge discount here. Not a massive one really anywhere else. A little bit of nihilism, but let's advance our progressivism. Plus 100 research. Breakthrough tech discount increases to 60%. That would have been better if we'd adopted it early. Hence, early adoption. But I, of course, won't be streaming all day. Makes me think maybe the one-off burst could be better for us right now. Nah, early adoption's the way to go. Unlocks the Shark Tank improvement. Are you for real? Wow. That is great. Fitting. Very fitting. Subjugating Xenos. I know. Speaking of which, if my maths is right, as this turn rolls through, there's only one to go. Our rogue asteroid miner was taken down, and we have another message through the situation report, this sort of mysterious event that was taking place. This war, Smiley Sharks, has drained us. We wish for serenity. Will you not consider peaceful coexistence? And what? Yes. And the Chorus clan has been destroyed. Oh! It's ours. We took Korra. Maybe I shouldn't have said yes to that piece. Should I have said no? I don't know, actually. We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. These guys have a shite-load of resources, and they want to trade an exploration treaty for 2 technologies. Absolutely not. I'm not going to explore you. Are you mad? So we can assign a governor to Korra, and we have plenty available. +5 social, and can't quell protests. I mean... -3% global crime? Go on. Increases authority, burnt in a cooking accident. Yeah, we'll assign that. Just going to absolutely take it over. And with this one, because it was already managed by the AI and it had its sort of game plan going, looks pretty big. I'm going to put it on automate, and the world of Korra will operate a little bit like a vassal, but of course completely under my control. And to right. Sweet. A very successful conquest. Long-term thinking. Yeah, I think the 50 to 60% isn't unlikely to be huge, but... And 100 research is also very juicy, to be fair. Like, that's a lot of science. What are we even on? 31, 30? Okay. 3.3 turns. Doesn't sound like that much like that, does it? +1 research, -10% income. +1. I don't think we want +1. Just checking in on some new policies. We don't yet have the slot available for it. There are rumors that Festron Hunt have built the Kimberley's Refuge Galactic achievement. Go them. And now, what to do with the fleet? Or the two fleets, as it were. We could take this minor world. Or go exploring. Let's go for a home. I'd like to get my eyes on Artist 2. And also, of course, get some revenge for that our tragic ship, our probably best explorer, our best surveyor. Korra will be experiencing a little bit of a shift, right? As you can see, it's now come within our borders. We've completely wiped them out. If we have a look at how the citizens are feeling, not great. Unlike how I hope you are, AM Hoffmeister. Welcome to the chat. So good to see you. Taking a look at Galactic Civilizations for SUPERNOVA on its release day. Very grateful to be doing so. So I executed a governor. They don't like that. I print money. They hate that. There's some storms. They have high expectations. Yeah, in general, they're unprotected, and their governor is not loyal. Okay. Well, we can at least deal with this. Poor Tinks. Long time no see, alright. Thank you for 18 freaking months of channel membership, Hoff. You're awesome. You're awesome. You've had stopped me being bad at Age of Wonders. Thanks for the nice words, Renegade. Sorry, I missed that earlier. Okay, let's get rid of this guy. So, poor Tinks. Poor Tinks, poor Tinks, poor Tinks. Loyalty again. Bit of an issue. We'll just fire that one. And then grab just the most loyal person we can find, I suppose. Paranoid. When assigned as governor, will flee back to your leader pool if their planet is conquered. As an identical twin that went missing years ago. And here's a freaking Korlak. Let's take you. Chuck you on as governor at 59. Or we could govern. We could just take over. Be like, we're governing you. But we won't, because Sharksville's our favorite place. So, we'll keep on governing. Diplomat-wise, we've of course met some new people. These guys. The Zenda remnants. We hate them. We're gonna go down and show them what's what. Having a look at the diplomatic graph, it is getting a little bit more complex now. Obviously, the Zendar remnants now the only people at war with us. Not sure why they even decided to start that, but maybe we'll finish it. It's not a coincidence, Arnold.
High pollution
It's
on the
not.
planet has led to mutations of both our livestock and wild animals.
Oh, a Korra event too.
A local turtle was discovered
Have a
with
listen.
its tail and head reversed in a somewhat humorous turn of events. The locals have even begun calling it the Governor Turtle. On a more serious note, if we aren't careful, these mutations could continue to spread, possibly even amongst our population.
Perfect. Have the Governor Turtle brought to my private zoo. I agree. We're not going to stop that, because that is, frankly, pretty hilarious. Mimot have also achieved something pretty noteworthy. Go them. Back to battle cruisers. 7 turns remaining. We will not be sending volunteers to them. Absolutely not. Oh, we're not yet mining that either. Might get a shipyard in Korra. How does it not have one? You get a shite load of things, including glasses. Not really. Spectacles. And in exchange, they can colonize exotic worlds. Yeah, that's a good deal. I'll take a deal regardless of where it comes from. The voice acting is great. Isn't the voice acting fantastic? Fantastic. Today, Sophie, I'm running the poll just on YouTube. It's had 240 votes, and as the stream has gone on, the gap between being warlike and being trading science nerds has narrowed a lot. Now 40 to 45% with around 250 votes, I should say. Ooh. Let's send out a thrall-seeking mission and also produce some modules here. This fleet is done. Let's send this fleet to join the next one. It does have a commander, so it's all good. And we're, maybe we're just gonna take Artis. What a way to get a way to avenge, I should say, our fallen comrades. Jeepers. Waterparkia 6. What do you want? Looks like we have trade capacity, so let's get a freighter. Should have went more like in the poll. It's very close. And to be fair, we have kind of tried to do a mixture of the two of them. Kind of. Deep Space Mining Station. Let's get you some advanced defenses online. Very cool. Hey, this is our fleet too. So we could... Wait, we're not at war? I thought we were at war. Oh, I cancelled it, didn't I? Oh, no. We're going to just have to rest on our laurels for a second. Get ourselves ready. Discover new anomalies. Not my problem. Wait a minute. Did we get... No, we didn't. Give me battle cruisers. Extreme colonization. I don't want that. So we're going to throw that deal out. Say goodbye to you. Probably just mosey on up next to this world. And, chuck a beam volley at them. Pew pew! No, we won't. We'll sit as sentry mode. Just threaten them. Let them really know what's going on. Do we want to restore law and order on Korra or let them fight? Let's restore law and order. No room for crime here. Tekapod hives and planetary mobilization. Draft civilian ships executive order. Surveillance center Stellar Forge leads to planetary invasion. 140 credits and fleet resupply doctrine. Deal. That sounds good to me, actually. Got Punisher. Got a couple of ships around. Bringing some bombers back. Flagship 2. There's our private expeditionary mission heading out. Good to see. Space station needs an upgrade. Otherwise, everything's looking okay. Oh, Jumboy, it's time to build, and you don't even have a planetary generator. Oh, let's chuck one of those up there. And also, let's maybe improve our trade network a little bit too. Not a great spot for it. There's a +2, that'll do. Time to build some ships on Waterparkius 4. I'll get you to produce some modules for me as well, just so that we can go through and upgrade all of our star bases. Are they super necessary? Maybe not. Although that Tekapod mining unit will be, actually. We just picked that up in a trade. Get some advanced defenses as well. You can see these guys, their influence now is starting to eat into this starbase quite a lot, actually. We run the risk of losing that. We could try and build more, we could try and increase our influence, or we could fight them, alternatively. Could fight them. I don't know. Don't trade with you. Cora has got its development side online as well. So it's now reaching into probably building us an army. Let's do a research mission, actually. It's quite expensive, but kind of fun, and we don't need to immediately build anything on Cora. That's a lie. Sorry. I've lied to you. I've lied to your face. We need probably asteroid miners. We'll have 2 of them. And maybe a constructor as well for a starbase. Because I decimated this world. It's a bit rough. Hoff, thank you so much for the super chat. That's really kind of you. And a great question too. AM Hoffmeister says, and it will come up on your screen shortly, for someone on a tight gaming budget, what 4X games might you compare this to? If you were recommending someone buy it. Well, I'd love to show you the combat because it opens up a different side to the game, at least cinematically. But I would say it probably fits quite nicely in the genre, as we were discussing just a little bit earlier, with games like Stellaris, with games like perhaps Endless Space. Of course, you'll also reach out a little bit more broadly into the 4X space when you look at something like the city management screen here, for example, which has adjacency bonuses at play. Nice one here, level modifier for an agricultural district. And considering we're not getting citizens for 50 turns, maybe that's exactly what this place wants. Although we have a reasonable number. We are approaching our cap. Lots of different elements. I do genuinely think it's good. Wouldn't be featuring on the channel if it wasn't good. Or at least if I didn't think it was good. I was a big fan. I've been a big fan of Stellaris for a long time. And being these kind of slightly more grand 4X games, I think that this game fits perfectly into that niche. We have a lot of executive orders that we can do here, something kind of unique to Galciv, leveraging off a resource called Control. They're pretty powerful. They can sort of piss people off a little bit, but they're pretty good. I'm just wondering which one I want right now. Maybe the Science Boost. Colony ship and a constructor. More leaders. Or a grand tourism festival. It only costs 10. Let's do it. And then we can also do plus 50 science. That's not a good deal for me. At the start, it is, but now it's not. Because we've got, there we go. Because we've got such a huge amount of science that we probably don't need to. Around Stellaris 1.2 to 1.8. Stellaris fan. Galciv 3, of course. Yep, another good one. Oh, Masters of Orion. Hadn't thought about that. And I can't comment on Star Drive, but I'm assuming, because the other suggestions there were good, that that one's pretty good too. Right. Get the second fleet down here. Can't quite declare war yet on Zendar. But the fact that they've invaded here and somehow taken over this planet, I think is justification enough when we can. Water Parkius. I might put you on auto as well. Oh, leader here, not very good. Yeah, you've got to go. You're very smart. Maybe we could put them on slightly more loyal than this minister. Oh, actually not as smart now that you're out. Yeah, no. 40 loyalty, not great. This guy's pretty good. But we can't afford them. Oh, no. We're going to have to put them back. You're going to have to leave a crappy governor there and trust that they'll govern properly. Good luck. Battle cruisers. Hello, beautiful. Also used to protect the environment. Nah. Invasion transports, which are vital for invading core worlds. Well, that would have been useful. And look at that. Flagship. We can now produce some of these huge ships. Obviously, a lot of different improvements on them you can see in comparison to our others. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oops. Game debated me into producing more because I was just going to spam it out. So we'll get our flagship cruiser, and then we'll get also these ones are available. A Harbinger has an antimatter cost associated with it. This one has, oh, we can afford a lot of these corvettes because we've been mining heaps of this Illyrium. So let's get 3 of those. Maybe a Prowler too. Accompany it with a couple of gunboats, I guess. Maybe a couple of fighters too. Here we go. Alright, well, you're going to be busy. Very busy. Approval's looking good. Maintenance looking good. I think that place is fine. What are you? A freighter. Go trade. Good freighter. Water Parkius, planet report, and a pretty freaky looking one. I think the ancient people have approached the governor with a profound offer. They wish to share their ancient history that reveals their tales of dreadlords. Such knowledge can be a blessing and a curse. Short-term burst in knowledge and some unrest. Yeah, let's accept that. Absolutely. Give me your ancient technology. Please. Set up a fleet beside every single one of their planets. That's a good idea. Really intimidate the crap out of them. Loads of early techs available there. Let's get cultural influence projection. Because we do see ourselves suffering. Like, we're actually almost going to lose this core world due to their influence. This thing as well, you can see the borders just stretching around our resource there. Bit of a yike. Wondering how long it takes for us to be able to declare war again. I don't want to be here so long that I become irrelevant. Although I guess if we could get our next fleet up, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Okay, we don't have any more trade licenses. Put that on standby. Minus 5% approval. Round up some criminals to eat them. Absolutely not. Oh yeah, some of the art in this game, actually a lot of it, is so nice. It really makes a space game for me when it has good artwork. It kind of makes or breaks it, actually. Oh, here's this miner. Start getting that set up next to Cora. Building a little mining base on these rocks. Cool. Hopefully they don't realize what's going on here. I'm sure they don't at all. No clue. No clue. The JJJ Explorer. Get surveying. There are no anomalies left, sir. Alright, we'll get you a technology. For now, you pass. Another colony ship, of course, couldn't find anywhere in the known universe yet to colonize. So we'll place it on standby. Both of them. Just standing by next to the enemy. All three of them. Aww. Logan. Minor world. Speak to. Aww. Like Yoda mixed with gremlins. Logan, you are extraordinary. Take a screenshot of that. What a cutie. Alright. The Thrall private mission was complete. 192 bucks they found. Starship refitting available. Tempting. Increases our ability to grow food. Also tempting. Let's finally get this anomaly detection one though, now that it's not boosted. Upgrade the districts that we have. Slap that improvement down. What's approval like here? Very good. Very good. Could reduce crime a little bit with one of these. Might as well. There she goes. And the Explorer will be able to research anomalies soon-ish. So I guess I'll just skip it for 4 turns. You claim you're a trader, you're building a fleet in starports? Well, Arnold, if you can't defend your trade routes, you're not a trader. You know what I mean? Got to be able to defend your trade routes. We can't have our peaceful surveying flagships being attacked, because what does that do for our trade routes, I ask you? I ask you. Should we be risk takers? Unlocks the shark tank improvement. I mean, because we literally made shark people, I think the answer to that is yes. Next, we'll have the possibility engine, planetary improvement enabled, or 1,000 research. Before moving through to the singularity, massive bonuses in all tech-related endeavors. Possibility of evolving into a post-biological state. Unlocks technological singularity technology. I mean, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Alright, anywho. This is the Xeno one, as luck would have it. So let's get the Ancient Studies Center. The Starbase Defense System there. That one is huge. I wonder if it's too late. Oh, there are no modules here anyway. So what if it's too late to use this to help expand our influence? It probably is the answer. Probe looks to have ran out of things to probe. So, standby they go. Let's put a very happy looking one of our people on a colony ship. Not sure why. Because actually, we've got nothing to colonize. Might fly this Explorer back now. Be careful of the ends, yeah. Okay, Caesar. A mood. Not sure really even why I built this constructor. Approval relics increase colony approval. Yeah, that's cool. Let's get a military base right on this border. We'll equip it with perimeter scanners and a starbase defense system. And just be like, hey, this is where we're at. This is what we do. Stay away. Hopefully I didn't build that so close that they take it. That would be a bit annoying. Planetary invasion for extreme colonization. I don't want that, so I'm going to reject that. I reject your reality and substitute it with my own. And what do we got here? Flagship. Brilliant. Here it is, baby. Back in action. Neat. Alright. Stand by for now. A little bit of a fleet being built there. We are, of course, full on our trade routes at the moment, but there's probably another technology to grab. Hey, Nixit, good to see you. Should we allow their pilgrimage or say, no, I don't think so? No, I don't think so. Get out of my face. Pollution but treasury. Treasury but approval. Bust out some science. Colony ship. New leaders. I don't have money really to take advantage of that. So for now, we'll just kind of sit on our control. Sit and hope. Oh, these guys have got a fleet here too. Everybody's eyeing it up. Maybe I'll increase their experience. Kind of a fun thing to do. Ah! There we go. What a fleet. And the hard line is due for a promotion, I think. A few siege ships. Interesting to have a look at all this detail. 0.6 credits per maintenance. So it is probably our fleets that are really bankrupting us. Yeah. Although our monthly income now is looking much healthier than it used to. Holy crap. Right, you can sit on sentry mode now, I think. Can't see the little upgrade thing. Right, time to choose a tech. More movement on ships, pulse cannons, or governors for medical centers. The people don't need hospitals. What we need is faster ships. So let's get them. Cora's ready to build as well. It's recommending a freighter, but I don't think I have any more. Transport, large but fragile ship, packed with troops and vehicles, built to invade unfriendly planets. Let's get some transport ships online here. Cora, reasonably close too, so we can just pop them out of the starbase. They'll be a bit weak flying around by themselves. Maybe we send a fleet. Oh, actually no, change mind. We can probably just pinch from here. Send over whatever capital ships we have when we have them. Start mining some more asteroids around Cora. Cora, a really beautiful world for us, actually. And our flagship took aim at a pirate sniper flying past Sharksville. Looks like it's going to go for round 2. And it's going to be sorely disappointed. See you later. With cruisers now online. Neat. Righty-ho. Terraform a tile. Approval and wealth. Approval's looking still pretty reasonable. Could pop down that thing there, I guess. Barrier Reef, planetary defenses and influence growth. Yeah. Do it. Build a barrier reef on that snow. And then maybe get a snuggler shelter. How sweet. Yeah, that's good. Might get that first, actually, because I love that name. Alrighty. This fleet still probably just wants to sit by. In sentry mode, ready to snipe anything that thinks it can fly by. Good luck to you. More anomalies have been researched. Lucky there's one right here. I prepared earlier. And here's the upgrade that we were after. Hit points, command bridge. Let's get hit points. Yeah. +2 beam attack. Yeah, let's go aggressive with you. 1 aggressive army, 1 not. Oh, there's a lot of military build up around this planet. I don't like it. Your military is near my planet. -5. Woof. We would like to contribute to help cover your expenses. We'd like to offer you financial aid. I don't think so. I do not think so. We obviously also don't want to assign so soon after reaching peace agreement. Doesn't say how long. It's a shame. We don't want to assign a diplomat to them, though, was what I was going to say. That's for sure. See ya. Although I guess we could assign that crime-related one. Could be kind of funny. Advanced defenses on this military base. Pushing back against their threat. Troop transports should be coming online soonish. Far too expensive to rush. I feel like the way that I manage my economy, I only get 1 rush right at the start. And then I'm just out of luck. Having said that, buying leaders is also very expensive. So there's a bit of a trade-off. I think there's quite a lot of a trade-off. Uh-oh. Your singularity has declared war. Huh. Okay. Well, as luck would have it for us, and an incredible unlucky stroke for them, actually got my army right next door. So, we'll change tack a little bit now that we've had an aggressive war declared on us, I'd like to add. Still peaceful and trader. Ooh. It'll take 3 months to conquer this core world. Brutal. Brutal. 1 defending citizen. Let's take it. Do they have a fleet nearby? Artist fleet, stronghold, independence. Ooh. It's most likely going to come from this way. So let's send this other fleet, which is not our siege fleet, but just the normal one, to go and investigate. Looks like we didn't really need the troop transports to take, at least to take that world. We might need them for their capital, though. And this is going to take another 2 turns for a corvette. Okay. So, we'll bring them over. This one will be both a siege fleet and a normal combat fleet. Kind of the best of both worlds. Warp theory. Ah, good stuff. Let's increase the max size of our fleet while we're here as well. Water Parkius. Quite slow at building things. Just focus on one big ship. Give them warp theory and battle cruisers. They'll give us an exploration tree. Flat out rejected. Those are some high-value technologies. And I don't need to be giving them away willy-nilly. Anyway. Who's this entering our soon-to-be space... space. I keep tripping on it because it's such a dumb thing to say. It's them. But it's only one ship. So who cares? Let's keep pushing. What have you got? A fleet of 7. Alright. We'll engage that. Wipe out the illegal weapons market for -10 crime. Get a free projector ship upgrade. Or a 30% chance of success and +1 deception. I think we should go with the minus crime. I was about to say I like those odds.
Reported the discovery of a lost cargo container.
We'll summon an ancient but loyal Yor as a leader we can assign.
Delves into their investigation, they encounter a strange device.
That's so cool.
This device emits a faint but captivating glow. After exerting some effort, your team comes to the realization that this is no ordinary find. It is, in fact, an ancient device from the Precursor era intended for the summoning of a prototype of your advisor.
Oh, fun. That's so cool. Alright, let's have a look and see what we got. I can't imagine it was them, right? A brilliant... Oh, you are brilliantly intelligent. Do we want the incredibly intelligent person or this one who would increase our money? I guess we'll go intelligent. Hates wearing shoes? You and me both. You're much more loyal than this minister too. So, get a bit more loyalty in very important cabinet positions. Always good to see. Maybe on the faction screen we could dump these guys, seeing as they're not doing much. Into Warforged. That will increase our military production at shipyards, but also increase our crime a little bit, so we have to keep that in mind. Oh, you are not going to try and fight me with one ship. Okay, so we'll just quick battle this one. One of the ways to do a fight, of course, in Galactic Civilizations 4. That wasn't a quick battle, that was just a manual volley, which is even stranger, really. Because now we'll just wipe that ship out. Thank you kindly. Back over this way. Let's take out what looks to be a core of their fleet. This time, watching the battle. Of course, as we talked about earlier, but if you weren't here earlier, there are about 5 different camera angles. We can follow our ships through the fight. Free control. A top-down view, which is perhaps the easiest to see. A cinematic mode, if you're after those sick shots. And a battlefield mode, which operates similarly to the cinematic one, maybe with slightly fewer cuts, slightly less extreme camera angles. At least that's my opinion. And as you can see, it was a very comfortable defeat, just losing one of our sacrificial lamb bombers. Not the end of the world. Take that. Two months remaining on sieging Artist 2. That's what you get for declaring war against me. You fool. Again, here's another fairly concrete victory for us. Interesting that they're bringing the siege equipment in. And, you know, a few frigates, but it's just not going to be enough to compete with our super firepower. Looking at it a little bit, of course, now our frigates are kind of behaving like fighters. Really? Maybe one fighter left. So they are sort of breaking through a little bit to our back line, more sort of casual ships, but not that much. They're super tanky. The frigates are fairly quick, zooming around at the front. I think that's the bomber at the very front. It's a nicely put together fleet, as far as newbie fleets go anyway. Pew 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 pew. That'll teach him. Upgrade available. Let's get even more hit points so we never die. Maybe shoot a mining base. Just to torment them a little bit. Maybe shoot this one too. Oh. A rogue defender has entered the airspace. The space space. Take you out. See ya. Oh, very good. Artist is ours. Concretely teaching them a lesson. Shipyard still under their control. Burn it to the ground. And of course, our capital city looking absolutely brilliant. And my friends, that will conclude today's live stream. I'll chuck us over onto the end screen. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in today to join me for Galactic Civilizations 4 SUPERNOVA, which is out now on Steam, released today, or maybe yesterday, just depending on your time zone, the 19th of October. And I, of course, have a link down below in the description that you're welcome to click through, check out the game. Thank you again to Stardock for sponsoring this stream, my first ever sponsored stream. Very cool and greatly appreciated. And also thanks to AM Hofmeister, Mika, and I believe that was all of the super chats. Yeah, looks like it. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I hope that you go out and enjoy Galactic Civ 4. It's really awesome, as we've discussed throughout this video, and hopefully highlighted some strengths. I'll also be making a video or two on it, because I think it's pretty cool. It's a really cool 4X game, and there's a lot to unpack. So thanks so much, everybody.